Chapter 2075. This person wants to go to the netherworld realm, which is very disadvantageous to us evil spirits. I've received news that this person has already received the attention of the netherworld god. We must not let him succeed. We will obey Heavenly King Nu Shah's instructions. As they watched Nu Shah absorb the blood while listening to his instructions, many evil spirit powerhouses revealed pained expressions. They were well aware of Nu Shah's violent personality, but no one dared to speak to him directly. Otherwise, they would be the ones who died the most miserably. After absorbing the blood, a female attendant stepped forward and quickly cleaned up the bloodstains on the ground. Nu Shah vented his emotions and began to walk down from the throne, looking at the many evil spirit powerhouses below. Yi Chun is just a human cultivator, but not only did he destroy the Nether Prison's headquarters, but he also killed 2 of our powerhouses at the same time. It's clear that our evaluation of him was wrong. Lord Nu Shah, should we send other evil spirit assassins to surround and kill him? That's a good idea. But if we waste so much time and energy to deal with a Mahayana stage person, where will the dignity of the evil spirits be? Let's wait and see. But we must not let him walk to the netherworld god temple alive. Yes. A powerhouse bowed and quickly walked out of the hall to monitor Yi Chun. At this moment, Yi Chun had already left the stone peak area and continued forward. This sudden attack by the stone golem and the dark hunters made him understand that his whereabouts were already under the control of the evil spirits. Moreover, the other party was very cruel, so there should be a kill order. Evil spirits, do you know the consequences of provoking me? Originally, Yi Chun did not have any enmity with the evil spirits. He only wanted to give the flowing cloud sect and Nether Prison some face and suppress the arrogance of the evil spirits. However, he did not expect the other party to carry out such a desperate revenge operation, so they should not blame him. I'll kill all gods and Buddhas in my way. I want to see how many tricks you have up your sleeves. Yi Chun's eyes revealed a murderous aura. Lotuses appeared under his feet, and sword chi rushed into the sky. Above the sky, Yi Chun walked in the void and embraced the bright moon. He absorbed a lot of spiritual energy and became more accustomed to the environment of the netherworld god realm. At the same time, he discovered that the power of his nether god power was increasing rapidly in this environment. This was definitely related to his adaptation to the environment. After the previous battle, Yi Chun realized that even the high-ranking Bloody Mary was still very afraid of the nether god's power. This must have something to do with the nether god. If the nether god really wanted to meet him, it should not have been so difficult with the nether god's cultivation base. Was it because Yi Chun's advancement was the nether god's test, or was the nether god helpless now? Before truly arriving at the underworld god hall, this answer seemed unsolvable. After leaving the stone peak area, Yi Chun rode the wind with his sword for 3 days and 3 nights before arriving at new territory. This domain had a strong primitive color to it. The species of wild beasts and their violent nature gave Yi Chun a lot of fun. Could this be the beast region? He took out the map that the Nether Prison expert had given him. There was a description of the beast region in it. The beast region was located at the edge of the Nether Prison's main road. Many beastmen tribes live there. They were violent by nature, but they were born with incomparably strong bodies. They were the typical representatives of body tempering. Many talented beastman cultivators could produce stellar energy just by refining their bodies, and the power of stellar energy was not inferior to other kinds of energy. It could be seen that the heavenly Tao was unpredictable, and everyone had their own strengths. Just as Yi Chun approached the beast region, a wolf's howl suddenly came from ahead. It was long and accompanied by an ancient aura. Yi Chun looked ahead, his gaze piercing through the many ancient trees. He saw an old man leaning on a rock, and a huge white wolf sat beside him. This sound was clearly coming from the white wolf. Yi Chun carefully analyzed the wolf's howl and easily sensed that this wolf's cultivation base was at the itinerant immortal level, and the other party did not cultivate itinerant immortal methods. Step by step, Yi Chun walked deep into the forest. It was as if Yi Chun was defenseless. There was no response from the surrounding space, as if he did not exist. "You're very smart." At this moment, a deep voice rang out. It was filled with vicissitudes. "Ah, but there's no need for me to be vigilant in this place," Yichen said with a cold laugh. "Smart, arrogant, and unruly. Young man, you surprise me." "Old man, it can't be such a coincidence that I just happened to pass by, right? Ha ha ha, what do you think?" The old man wore a long-brimmed straw hat, making it difficult to see his appearance clearly. However, Yichun could sense that this person's cultivation base was extraordinary, and his strength was unfathomable. He was definitely not an ordinary wanderer. Yichun leaned on the rock, as if he had woken up from a dream. Accompanied by the lone wolf beside him, Yichun looked ahead. There was an orc tribe 100 miles away. He could not help but wonder if this person was the tribe's guardian. "Young man, go back. This isn't a place you should be." "Old man, I'm going to the underworld god temple, so I have to pass by this place. I'm just a passerby. I have no other intentions." "Whether you have other intentions or not, this isn't a place you should be. The orcs here don't welcome you." Yichen's gaze turned slightly cold. He saw through the straw hat and saw the old man's scarred face. The old man immediately sensed that Yichun had seen his true appearance. A hint of anger appeared in his eyes. "You shouldn't have been so reckless. You shouldn't have blocked my path." Ha ha ha. The old man understood that Yichun was no ordinary person either. It was futile to try to persuade him to leave with words. However, he was only a guardian. Unless it was absolutely necessary, he did not want to hurt anyone. The surrounding space froze, as if there was not a trace of energy flowing through. Yichun stood alone with his hands behind his back. An invisible might filled the entire forest. Meanwhile, the old man continued to lean on the rock without moving at all. However, the killing intent in the air also spread. A blood-red gleam shot out his eyes as the old man gave Yichun his final warning. "Young man, this is your last chance. After entering this forest, there's no way for you to turn back." Yichun laughed out loud in the face of the old man's threat. "Ha, a threat? Who in this world can threaten me? Even if there is, what's there to be afraid of?" Ha ha ha. Accompanied by loud laughter, Yichun walked past the old man directly as if he did not exist. Such boldness and aura made the old man feel that he had met a genius today. However, the Guardians had their own rules. Whoever broke them would be the most direct challenge. He allowed Yichun to walk past him without moving at all. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The surrounding air flowed again. The autumn wind swept away the fallen leaves, stirring up a cloud of dust. Yichun walked straight past and headed to the tribe because it was the only way to the underworld god's temple. At the same time, it was the shortest journey. Approximately a moment later, Yichun realized that something was wrong with the surrounding aura. A cold aura swept through the place like an ice cave in hell. Demon Nanny in the city's latest chapter. Demon Nanny in the city's full text. /read/14266/Demon Nanny in the city's TXT download. Demon Nanny in the city's mobile. /read/14266/ for convenience next time. You can click favorite below to record this. Guardian. You can see it when you open the bookshelf next time. If you like Demon Nanny in the City, please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 2076. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The cold wind blew and leaves flew. The entire environment turned extremely cold, as if it was going to freeze the blood in one's body. Yichun could feel it deeply. Even with his extraordinary foundation, the blood flow in his body was slowing down. If it was an ordinary itinerant immortal, they might not be able to move in such an environment and could only wait for death. Roar. The wolf howled again. It was familiar yet unfamiliar. It was familiar because it was the same wolf, but it was unfamiliar because of the extreme killing intent hidden in the voice. It made the voice horrifying and cold. It did not have the drawn-out aura from before. So this is your true self, Guardian. Yichun scoffed and stood with his hands behind his back. This was the worst form of defense, as it completely exposed his flaws. However, It also displayed Yi Chen's arrogance and unparalleled might. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. His ancient god aura was unleashed. Instantly, tornadoes surged out and swept away the killing intent and cold wind. This was equivalent to accepting the Guardian's challenge. You're the most arrogant person I've ever seen at such a young age. You're such a powerhouse, but you're not the first person I've seen defeated by me. Ha 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 ha. It was the Guardian's turn to laugh hysterically, filling the entire space. He did not expect the person before him to ignore him to this extent. Even if Yi Chun was a genius, he had no right to be arrogant before him. Roar. With a long howl from the white wolf, the old man appeared with a sword on his back. Young man, I've said it before. You won't have a chance once you step into this forest. Guardian, the Heavenly Emperor's sword will show no mercy for those who stand in my way. Rumble. With a shocking explosion, the Heavenly Emperor's sword appeared in Yi Chen's hand again. Radiance shot into the stars. The sun and moon dimmed and the world sank. Waves of dragon energy seeped out of the Heavenly Emperor's sword, shocking the universe and raging everywhere. Ha ha ha. What a powerful aura, but it's useless before me. The old man wielded his sword at the same time. It was a rusty ancient sword that looked like scrap metal to ordinary people. However, Yi Chen squinted. He did not see the surface, but the core. His opponent's sword was also extraordinary, but it was filled with boundless killing intent. The killing intent turned into vengeful spirits that could not only devour the opponent, but also the wielder of the sword. From this, it could be seen that this elder had his own story. But no matter what kind of story he had, if he stood in the way of becoming an emperor, he could only die. Along with an angry shout, the old man's aura erupted. The surrounding ancient trees were all broken, turning into fine powder. The great earth trembled and the heavens split apart. In that instant, gloomy clouds covered the world, ghostly light swirling about. It was indescribable. Yi Chun could sense that this person's cultivation base was beyond his expectations. He was at the true immortal stage, and he was a high-level true immortal. This person was the most powerful person Yi Chun had ever seen. However, Yi Chun smiled in excitement. This was a challenge and an opportunity. Ha ha! Guardian, you piqued my interest. Since that's the case, then I'll welcome your defeat with the most brilliant light. The heaven and earth were angry. The arrogant Qi rushed to the 9 heavens. The Qi of the 9 dragons descended to the yellow springs. In the 9 heavens and 9 earths, only I am supreme. Boom! Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. As Yi Chun released his aura, the world was filled with thunder and boundless flames of fury. You're indeed a peerless genius. I'll accept your invitation. The old man swung his ancient sword. Wherever the sword gleamed past, space was sealed. Energy swam in the alternate dimension like a swimming dragon with indescribable might. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. All of a sudden, sword chi exploded from the earth like a hidden dragon coming out of the abyss. Heaven and earth were shocked. Roar. The sword chi turned into a dragon's roar and charged toward Yi Chun. Meanwhile, Yi Chun stood with his hands behind his back with the Heavenly Emperor's sword before him. Whoosh! The Heavenly Emperor's sword flew up on its own. With divine consciousness controlling the sword chi could not be traced. Clang, clang, clang. Yi Chun did not move, but the sword chi had already collided with the dragon. They clashed hundreds and thousands of times, causing countless sparks and explosions. Such a sword technique was superb. Both of them were shocked by each other's cultivation base, especially the Guardian. No matter how imaginative he was, he would never have thought that Yi Chun could block the sword earlier with his Mahayana stage cultivation base. What a pity. Such a genius is going to die in my hands. Ha ha, why are you sighing? You're the only one who can walk on the road to hell. Yi Chun laughed maniacally. After that sword attack earlier, he had already gauged the cultivation base of the person before him. It was indeed shocking. If Yi Chun did not break through his limits, he knew he would definitely die if he fought such an expert. Life and death are decreed by fate. The heavenly mandate belongs to me. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. The demon's eye reappeared between Yi Chen's brows. Heaven and earth were shocked, and the world was turned upside down. He completely released his power. Ancient god power shot into the sky. The ancient god's massive figure appeared behind Yi Chun. The heavenly Tao could no longer suppress its anger when it sensed such power, because Yi Chun had triggered it on purpose. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. The heavenly Tao divine thunder went wild. Yi Chun was triggering the heavenly tribulation. It had been many days since he advanced to the Mahayana stage. During this period, he had absorbed too much energy and already had the foundation to ascend. However, he had been suppressing these foundations. Today was the day they would shine the brightest. Glory to the heavenly emperor. With a roar, Yi Chun transformed into the nine heavens' true dragon and soared into the sky. Seeing this scene, the old man was shocked. The person before him wanted to trigger the supreme heavenly tribulation. Did he want to fight him while undergoing the tribulation? Brat, do you look down on me so much that you want to escape with the heavenly tribulation? I don't think you can survive a heavenly tribulation of this level. Moreover, I'm not afraid of it. Today, I'll let you see a true powerhouse. A dark light shone between the guardian's brows. In an instant, his eyes turned scarlet and his aura changed. Roar! The old man let out a howl like a white wolf. Sword Chi traveled 90,000 miles, and his divine ability evolved into millions of peaks. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Sword Chi filled the sky like raindrops. It was Yi Chun's first time seeing such a dense sword Chi attack. This person's control of the sword was beyond ordinary people's imagination. Ha ha ha, awesome. The more extreme the predicament, the more it could stimulate Yi Chun's greatest potential. The pride that belonged to a heavenly emperor and the absolute power that belonged to an ancient god erupted at this moment. Ah! Roaring at the highest point in the sky, Yi Chun released all of his power. Suddenly, a powerful beam of light shot into the sky. It shattered the heavenly Tao divine thunder. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. The heavenly Tao sensed Yi Chun's heaven-defying action. Furious lightning shot into the sky and destroyed everything. It was Heavenly Emperor Yi Chun's first time facing such violent heavenly Tao divine thunder and such a mysterious divine ability. The excitement and murderous intent in his heart had reached its peak. Unparalleled ancient god, Dragon Wolf appears. Roar! There was a long howl. It was the Big Dipper Imperial Star, dub he Greedy Wolf, appear. Chapter 2077. Boom, boom, boom. Above the void, the heavenly wolf appeared. Endless starlight poured into Yi Chun's body. Roar! The heavenly wolf roared, shaking the surroundings. Endless star energy poured into Yi Chun. It was the first time he felt the power of the stars surging. It was a completely different feeling from before. This was a qualitative change. Sensing the supreme stars on Yi Chun's body, the white wolf swordsman's eyes turned cold. Sword energy rushed into the sky, no longer holding back. Looks like I've underestimated you. Underestimated me? Ha ha! White wolf old man, I'll make you tremble. Yi Chun sneered. The sword in his hand was unstoppable like a bright moon. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The sword energy collapsed and the airflow exploded. Waves of tearing force forced the white wolf old man to retreat. The wolf sword in his hand let out a low hum. You made my sword hum. You've done your best. Leave your name and die. God Emperor Yi Chun, I'll make you understand how insignificant you are. Yi Chun looked at the void. Endless divine lightning had already gathered. Of course, the target was him. Come on. He flew to the sky to block the divine lightning. Seeing this, the white wolf swordsman sneered and said, You're already deep in the heavenly Tao of divine lightning. You can't even protect yourself, but you still want to fight me. Unfortunately, even a genius will be defeated one day. Come on then. Yi Chun stood among the divine lightning fearlessly. The sword in his hand pointed at the divine lightning in the sky. Suddenly, endless divine lightning filled the divine sword, trying to tear Yi Chun's body apart. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. The heavenly tribulation constantly tore at Yi Chun's body like knives and axes. The extreme pain did not make Yichen fall. Instead, he stood alone, enjoying the joy of ascension brought by this pain. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. The divine lightning constantly bombarded the heavenly sword and then entered Yi Chen's body. Heavenly Emperor order. Divine lightning breaks 1,000 barriers. Behind Yi Chen, the divine, might heavenly statue appeared. 4 elemental lights surrounded Yi Chen. It was the divine might force symbols. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. The space-time roar appeared behind Yi Chen. The endless divine lightning was absorbed by it. Roar. He roared in pain, but at the same time, his eyes were bloodshot. He was already in berserk mode. Space-time raged, and the surrounding space-time instantly stagnated before collapsing. All sorts of chaos caused the surrounding space-time laws to collapse. In such a world, the White Wolf Old Man had no advantage at all. What happened? Due to the shattering of time and space, the White Wolf Swordsman's judgment of his surroundings became very problematic. He could not even find Yi Chen's real body because he had seen too many Yi Chens in the countless shattered time and space. He could not tell which one was the real initiator of the space-time law. Damn it! The White Wolf Elder let out a furious roar. Sword Chi soared into the sky, wanting to forcefully shatter space-time. Kacha, kacha, kacha. Although his sword Chi had shattered many space-time fragments, it was nothing compared to the collapse of the entire space-time. It was almost impossible for him to stop Yi Chen from transcending the tribulation. In the light screen of countless space-time fragments, the old man saw the scene of Yi Chen absorbing endless divine lightning and defying the heavens. This child's talent is so powerful, and there's such a terrifying primordial power in his body. It's unbelievable. By now, the White Wolf Old Man had to admit that although he was mentally prepared, the talent that Yi Chen had displayed had greatly exceeded his expectations. In that case, I can't wait any longer. A ray of light suddenly appeared between the White Wolf Elder's eyebrows. Then, the light rose into the sky like a meteor between heaven and earth. Then it collapsed. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Endless sword Chi exploded from the collapse of the meteor, then formed a full-scale attack in the space. Boom, boom, boom. Countless space-time collapsed, but the explosion of sword Chi did not show any signs of ending. It wanted to completely shatter everything. At this moment, Yi Chen also sensed the White Wolf Elder's madness. This person's strength was also beyond his expectations, so the only thing he could do now was to successfully transcend the tribulation. With a long shout, the ancient god power in his body was completely awakened. The majestic ancient god shadow appeared, and suddenly, the world was suppressed, and the divine power shook the universe. What? Through the space-time fragment, the White Wolf Elder was stunned when he saw the ancient god shadow behind Yi Chen. He could not imagine what cultivation method this kid cultivated to have such a shocking effect. Could this kid be Tian Ming? He could not help but think so. What he saw before him had already exceeded his imagination. In the sky, through the space-time fragment, Yi Chen fused into the ancient god space between the ancient god's eyebrows. He turned into a primordial god and forcefully resisted the might of the heavenly tribulation. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. In the void, the heavenly Tao sensed Yi Chen's changes, and another shocking change occurred. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Countless immortal technique imprints appeared in the void, triggering the 9 heavens' divine thunder and merging it with the true immortal rule. Endless heavenly Tao power erupted. Seeing the shocking change in the light screen, the White Wolf Elder was shocked again. This kid, a Mahayana stage's tribulation, can actually trigger the heavenly Tao to release the true immortal rule. Could it be that this person is already equivalent to a true immortal in the heavenly Tao ranking? This was absolutely unbelievable. A Mahayana stage and a true immortal could not even smile. The difference between them was not just a matter of 108,000 miles. They were basically 2 different worlds. However, how could the person in front of him be so valued by the heavenly Tao that it would trigger such an inhumane, heavenly tribulation? The elder could not explain it. This had already exceeded the scope of his understanding. Just as the elder was thinking, there was another storm in the void. The ancient god transformed into the form of Pangu, and the phantom of the heavens splitting axe appeared in his hand. Ah! The ancient god roared like a dragon. Although it was only a phantom, the condensed divine might was already earth-shattering, shocking all gods and demons. Pangu splitting the sky. Divine might shocks the world. It turned out that Yi Chun had absorbed the power of the Emperor's star, Sirius, and had actually caused a qualitative change in the ancient god power. He now had the qualifications to become a 2-star ancient god. Although it was only a qualification, it had already allowed Yi Chen's ancient god power to develop by leaps and bounds. Pangu splitting the sky. 1/ shock the world. 1/ the worries of ghosts and gods. Rumble. The heavens shook, and the light screen of the sun and moon shattered. This was the wrath of the gods, and at the same time, it was a heaven-defying act. The entire sky collapsed, and all the light screens of time and space were destroyed. This slash transcended the boundaries of time and space, transcending the cultivation level. It was the wrath of the ancient god, and the blood river of heaven and earth stretched for 90,000 kilometers. Everything froze, and there was no movement at all. It was as if the world was dead at this moment. The white wolf elder's eyes widened, and he was dumbstruck. At this moment, he used all his strength to open his eyes. He saw that the sky was clear, and there was no divine thunder. Demon Nanny in the city's latest chapter. Demon Nanny in the city's full text. /read/14266 /Demon Nanny in the city's TXT download. Demon Nanny in the city's mobile. /read/14266 for convenience next time. You can click favorite below to record this. Chapter 2065. Pangu splitting the sky with 1/. You can see it the next time you open the bookshelf. If you like Demon Nanny in the City, please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 2078. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Immortal method lightning condensed and gathered on Yi Chen's body. His appearance kept changing, evolving into the shadow of the Heavenly Emperor. The 7 forms of the Heavenly Emperor were domineering. With a roar, the entire space collapsed completely. The damage caused by the space-time fury was restored, and the normal world appeared. The White Wolf old man finally saw Yi Chen's real body. However, the Yi Chen he saw now was not the same as before. Whether it was his appearance, figure, or that domineering aura, it was all changed. I won't stop you. Immortal power, divine lightning surged out, shaking the entire world. The White Wolf old man was shocked. His eyes were filled with fear, and his entire body was sluggish. As a true immortal, the White Wolf old man could not believe that he was shocked by an itinerant immortal to such an extent. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. In a flash, immortal power swept across. The White Wolf old man shook his head slightly. Sigh. Heroes come from the young. Geniuses shock the ages. White Wolf old man, do you still want to fight? Yi Chen looked at the old man coldly. The old man was extremely ashamed. You're the pride of heaven. I'm old. The White Wolf old man bowed slightly and saluted Yi Chen, then left. Looking at the old man's lonely figure, he had lost the right to protect the beast region. He was finally going to walk his own path. Yi Chen did not stop him. He wanted to pass through the beast region. Since the other party was no longer pestering him, there was no need to kill. After ascending to the itinerant immortal stage, Yi Chen felt that his meridians had completely evolved. His integration with the ancient god power had reached a new height. His biggest gain this time was naturally the awakening of the 7 stars of the Heavenly Emperor. The Dubhy Greedy Wolf star brought Yi Chen a transformation. Not only did it allow him to ascend to the itinerant immortal stage, but it also gave Yi Chen the possibility of advancing to a 2-star ancient god. Beast region. Starlight condensed, and a huge star sword appeared under his feet. Yi Chen stepped on the spirit sword and flew into the sky. The beast region was a very special place in the nether purgatory continent. The cultivators here basically cultivated beast souls. The white wolf old man from before cultivated the white wolf beast soul. Although he did not display his full strength, Yichun could feel the white wolf beast soul in his body. Barrier. While flying, Yichun sensed that a barrier had appeared in the void in front of him. Upon closer inspection, the barrier was filled with waves of evil energy. There was also the white wolf elder's sword chi. What's going on? This enchantment should have been formed by some kind of counterbalancing force. Sword chi and dark energy, this kind of mutual restraint and reinforcement effect. How did it come about? Since it had evil energy, it meant that it was related to evil spirits. After all, as an existence in the netherworld god realm that could oppose the dark god temple, it definitely had its own mysteries. Go! Yichun opened his mouth and spat out a sword chi directly. As the sword chi moved forward, it condensed the power of the stars and transformed into a star heavenly sword. Its might was unstoppable. Boom! The power of the stars collided with the barrier of evil energy. Instantly, the heavens and the earth shook, and the sun and moon lost their color. Affected by the commotion, many experts of the beast region appeared. Who dares cause trouble in the beast region? The newcomer was a man dressed in green beast skin. He looked to be in his 30s or 40s and was very spirited. I'm going to pass through your beast region. Remove the barrier immediately. Yichun said, Ha ha ha, who do you think you are? How dare you cause trouble in our beast region? At this moment, another average-looking orc of medium build appeared and shouted at Yichun. Yichun's eyes flashed coldly. His eyes flashed, and two-star sword chi rushed out. Now that Yichun had absorbed the ravenous wolf energy, his entire body could release star sword chi at will. Swish, swish. The two-sword chi pierced through the orc's body. His legs instantly weakened, and he knelt on the ground. You. The orc's face contorted in pain. His legs were still crippled by Yichun's sword chi. His knees were completely shattered. Seeing this scene, many orc cultivators' hearts trembled. The one who had spoken rudely before was a somewhat famous itinerant immortal in their tribe. They did not expect that he would lose the ability to resist after a single blow. How powerful was this person? This enchantment was set up by an agreement between us and evil spirits. If we remove it without permission, it will cause an uprising of evil energy. We will die without a burial place. Forgive me for not being able to comply. The young man said, Wherever I go, I leave no trace of evil. If you are afraid of evil spirits, then you should be afraid of me. Do you want to become enemies with the entire tribe? I don't care who you are or how many people there are. In my eyes, you are all ants. The young man was furious. He did not expect Yichun to be so overbearing. A long sword appeared in his hand. The long sword was curved like a green python's tongue. It was very strange. In that case, don't blame me for not showing mercy. Yichun sneered and took a step forward. Rumble. Suddenly, sword chi erupted from the ground. Countless sword gleams rushed out from the ground and instantly surrounded the young man. Seeing this scene, everyone was shocked. Only then did they realize that the person in front of them had the right to be arrogant. His strength was unfathomable. Since I came here, you should know that the white wolf old man has already been defeated. How dare you stop me? Are you courting death? Many tribe powerhouses revealed shocked expressions. They were very clear about the white wolf old man's strength. In fact, this barrier was the result of a negotiation between the white wolf old man and the evil spirits. He had actually been defeated. Was there any need for them to struggle? They looked terrified, and there was respect in their eyes when they looked at Yichun. At this moment, the young man shouted angrily. His body emitted countless green auras. Following that, these auras condensed into a green python. It was his beast soul. Kill! With a loud bang, the man charged at Yichun's sword chi barrier. Boom, boom, boom. However, he suffered a strong backlash from the star's sword chi. Several rays of sword chi rushed at him, and the young man lost an arm. Puffed. Following that, the power of the sword chi made the young man fall from the sky. A mouthful of blood splattered out. The young man's face was filled with disbelief. Only now did he understand that the person who could defeat the White Wolf old man was not someone he could deal with. "Why aren't you making way?" Everyone looked at each other. They were just a small tribe in the Beast region. They could not afford to offend a big shot like Yichin at all. They all revealed expressions of fear and then looked at one person. At this moment, an old man walked forward. He was an elder of this tribe. We had eyes but failed to recognize Mount Tai and offended the Venerable One. I apologize to the Venerable One on behalf of all the people of the tribe. He knelt on the ground and kowtowed to Yichun. "Stop talking nonsense. Remove the barrier power immediately." Venerable One, this barrier power was created by the evil spirits. Although we can open the formation eye, we can't break it. You just need to open the formation eye. Yes. Chapter 2079. Many combatants came to a secret place. This was the eye of the tribe's formation. They released their tribesmen's abilities and began to send energy toward the eye of the formation. Soon, countless evil energy was emitted from the eye of the formation and began to attack the surroundings. Even the combatants were sent flying. Shocked, they all retreated and did not dare to move forward. Venerable One, this formation is too powerful. The evil energy is invincible. We dare not approach. Now that the eye of the formation has been opened, please handle it. It's none of your business. Step back. Yes. Everyone obeyed Yichin's order and stepped back. Clatter, clatter, clatter. Yichin walked with his hands behind his back. With each step, the 7 stars formation was formed. The grand formation activated the 7 stars of the heavenly universe. The light of the stars descended and poured into Yichin's body. This strange phenomenon caused the combatants of the tribes to be amazed. They all revealed expressions of worship. Yichin's strength and amazement made them feel as if a god had descended to the mortal world. The light of the 7 stars bloomed. Between heaven and earth, sunlight no longer existed, as if it had fallen into boundless darkness. At the same time, the evil energy in the eye of the formation sensed danger and began to condense. Roar! With a roar, everyone trembled and retreated again. They saw an evil creature appear above the eye of the formation. This evil creature had 2 horns on its head, and evil fire burned at its eyes. It was like a beast from hell, absorbing everyone's souls. Cries of pain rang out. Those who did not have a strong foundation were shocked by this evil creature. Their soul energy was constantly being absorbed, causing unbearable pain. The evil creature was rampant. Yichin's eyes narrowed, and he suddenly stomped his foot. Immediately, the ray of greedy wolf turned into a sword and rushed toward the evil creature. Roar! The evil creature felt the power of the sword of greedy wolf and summoned the wind and rain. The powerful evil energy roared and turned into a cloud of black energy, rushing toward Yichin. However, how could such an evil creature stop the Emperor Star's greedy wolf? Boom, boom, boom. The evil energy dissipated under the attack of the sword energy. A loud rumble shook the surroundings. The entire eye of the formation collapsed under the attack of the sword of greedy wolf. The evil energy formation also collapsed from the sky. Although this evil energy formation seems to be protecting your tribe on the surface, it is actually constantly absorbing your soul energy. Now, I'll take care of it for you. Thank you, Venerable One. Thank you, Venerable One. Countless powerhouses knelt down and worshipped Yichin, thanking him for his feat. This was just a small tribe in the Beast region. It was not a place he should stay. After breaking the formation, Yichin flew away. Up in the sky, he looked down at the Beast region and saw many rifts in front of him. These rifts were filled with miasma, as if they were separating heaven and earth. It just so happened to cut off the movements of the small tribes. Z. When they arrived in front of the Rift Valley, miasma soared into the sky, forming a natural isolation zone. Yichin landed in front of the Rift Valley and sensed the nature of the miasma's power. He discovered that the miasma was not formed naturally and contained powerful evil energy. It seems like the evil spirit's control over the beast region is extremely strong. Even the core of the beast region is under their control. Yichen could not help but think so after seeing so many strange situations in the beast territory. The beast zone barrier before him was the second obstacle that stopped Yichen from advancing. Telepathic finger. Yichen flicked his finger and charged into the rift with his powerful divine consciousness. The finger force turned into a stream of light and moved forward, shuttling between the various spaces in the rift valley. The miasma sensed the existence of the finger force and began to condense, devouring the finger force. Roar! The wind howled angrily like the roar of a ferocious beast. It raged wildly, trying to devour the finger force. However, Yichen's finger force was very intelligent. It moved quickly and did not give the miasma a chance to devour it. After a few rounds, the miasma actually condensed a powerful ball of evil energy. It turned into a huge, devouring ring and completely suppressed the miasma. Through divine consciousness, Yichen saw that the inside of the miasma rift valley was unfathomable. There must be something strange hidden inside. On the other side of the rift valley was the beast region, the nightmare beast tribe. This tribe was one of the largest tribes in the periphery of the beast region. Their upper elders could directly contact the beast region's imperial city and had a high status. After many investigations, Yichen had already confirmed that the beast region was either controlled by the evil spirits or they were working closely with them. Rumble! Suddenly, there was a huge tremor below the rift valley. It was a sign that Yichen's finger force had collapsed. Z. Suddenly, waves of miasma began to move restlessly and rushed in different directions. Yichen pointed his finger again, wanting to destroy the rushing miasma. However, there was too much miasma and it was difficult to destroy it all. He could not help but think about the purpose of the miasma. The Nightmare Beast Tribe, Chief's Hall. Chi. Suddenly, several miasma appeared in the air and rushed toward a person. Inhale. That person sounded a cattail hassock and closed his eyes to rest. However, when a miasma arrived, it was all absorbed by his nose. Heavenly Master, what's the situation? The Nightmare Beast Chief, who was sitting on the high seat, asked the person below. Someone's invading. The person opened his eyes and said to the crowd, What? Hearing this, everyone was shocked. Their Nightmare Beast tribe's prestige in this area was extremely high, and it had been a long time since anyone dared to invade them. They did not know who it was that dared to so brazenly invade their tribe. Heavenly Master, who's so bold to invade the Nightmare Beast tribe? Chief, the person who came this time is a human, but his foundation is very deep. Just a finger force is enough to cause a huge tremor in the miasma rift. I think this person's goal might not be us, but something deeper. Heavenly Master, you mean, if I'm not wrong, this person might be the human cultivator who shocked the entire nether prison. Yichen? Everyone was shocked. They had heard of Yichen's heroic feat. He could destroy the entire evil spirit headquarters of the nether prison alone. This was very troublesome for them. Angel, this person has such a huge grudge against the evil spirits. Did he discover our cooperation this time? Chief, don't panic. Since we're working with the Beast region, we naturally have to protect the Beast region. No matter how powerful this person is, as long as he dares to harm the Nightmare Beast tribe, we'll make sure he never returns. Thank you, Heavenly Master. With the chief taking the lead, everyone bowed to the Heavenly Master. The Heavenly Master smiled, then stood up and walked out of the hall. He came to the spacious land and issued a command to the sky, flying quickly toward the center of the Beast region. Yichen, that's interesting. I'll play with you. The Nightmare Beast Celestial Master smirked coldly. Subsequently, he flew up and headed toward the rift. Before the rift, Yichen was ready to break through the miasma barrier and charge into the Nightmare Beast territory. At that moment, a black fog descended from the sky, and a person descended on a black-blooded centipede. Demon Nanny in the city's latest chapter, Demon Nanny in the city's full text. /read/14266 /Demon Nanny in the city's download. Demon Nanny in the city's mobile. /read/14266 for convenience next time. You can click favorite below to record this. The Nightmare Beast Tribe. You can see it the next time you open the bookshelf. If you like Demon Nanny in the City, please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 2080. Ha ha. With a burst of maniacal laughter, the person flew down. It was none other than the celestial master Wu Shou. Who are you? Yichen asked coldly. I'm a nightmare beast, celestial master. The place you have come to is the Nightmare Beast Tribe's territory. I don't care where this is. Blocking my way is a capital offense. The Heavenly Master Ba Shou did not expect Yichen to be so tyrannical that he wanted to punish him directly. A sneer appeared at the corner of his lips. He studied Yichen carefully. Although Yichen had just become an itinerant immortal, he was still a long way from the Heavenly Master Ba Shou's stage. Ignorant scholar, how dare you be so rude to me? Do you know that as long as I wish it, you'll die here? Ha ha, I really don't know. Yichen guffawed a few times upon hearing what the Heavenly Master said. He stomped on the ground and charged at the Heavenly Master with a starry sword gleam. Whoosh! The sword ray rushed into the miasma. The sage narrowed his eyes and chanted a spell. The boundless miasma surged crazily and turned into sharp claws, grabbing onto the sword ray. Chi chi chi. The sword light and the miasma were entangled in midair, colliding, and eventually both turned into nothingness. Not bad. Sensing the power of the sword Qi, the celestial master Wu Shou felt that he had underestimated the person in front of him. However, he had an absolute geographical advantage in the Miasma Rift Valley, so he had nothing to fear. Yichen's eyes turned slightly cold as he looked at the person before him. He had already noticed something. This person was an evil spirit. Through the demon's eyes' strong senses, Yichen could confirm that this person was an evil spirit. However, this person seemed to have obtained some of the orc's abilities. This made Yichen link it to the evil energy formation from before. It was absorbing the souls of the orcs through their ignorance. In that case, as the celestial master of the beast tribe, could this person have done something and absorbed some of the beast tribe's power? Are you Yichen? Suddenly, the celestial master spoke again. He called Yichen's name directly. Oh, it seems like you know me. Of course, after destroying the headquarters of the evil spirits in Nether Prison, you've become famous in many continents. However, in front of me, you can only die. You don't seem to understand that a loose tongue can cause trouble. I understand it too well. That's why I'm warning you. Scram immediately, or I'll kill you without mercy. A creepy smile appeared on Yichen's face when he saw how arrogant the person before him was. He was already consolidating a ball of sword Qi in his hand. How was he going to vent his hatred if he did not kill this person? Boom, boom, boom. The heavens and earth were enraged. The earth exploded, and the powerful aura directly rushed into the Miasma Rift Valley. Seeing such power, even the Nightmare Angel was shocked. He recalled all the information he had received before, and all of them pointed out that this person was not easy to deal with. If he could kill this person this time and contribute to the evil spirit's hummer, then his position among the evil spirits would definitely rise. This was a good opportunity for him to make a meteoric rise. Ha ha ha! Since you've delivered yourself to me, then leave your life behind. The Tian Shou celestial master sneered and waved the scepter in his hand. Suddenly, countless miasma rushed out of the rift like evil dragons, turning into an endless barrier that enveloped the entire land. Soon, everything within 1,000 miles was surrounded by the miasma. The celestial master Wu Shou flew up and laughed maniacally. Ha ha ha, Yichen, in front of me, you can only die. There are too many people who have said this, but there's only one fate for them, to die without a burial place. The Heavenly Emperor's sword reappeared in Yichen's hand. The sword gleam triggered the 9th Heaven Emperor star. Heaven and earth were connected in a line, and the sun and moon existed. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The heavenly emperor's sword's blade constantly emitted starlight. The sky was filled with stars that covered the sun and moon. The majesty of the heavenly emperor shook the world. This was supposed to be his home ground, but now he was intimidated by Yi Qin's majesty. The celestial master Wu Shou was furious. He wanted to completely punish the person before him to eliminate his hatred. Mima, mima, mima. Immediately, the celestial master Wu Shou began to chant various incantations. Countless miasma began to transform in the void, turning into various talismans that floated in the sky. These talismans kept connecting and combining with each other, forming an even more terrifying talisman formation. Ha ha ha! The celestial master Wu Shou laughed maniacally again. He mocked Yi Qin for not stopping him when he was building the talisman formation. That was the stupidest thing to do. If the talisman formation succeeded, it would be his death. However, how can know that Yi Qin was just letting him know the reason before he died? Ignorant fool. You know how to set up a formation? I'll kill you. The celestial master Wu Shou was furious. He activated countless talismans and began attacking Yi Qin. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Yi Qin waved the heavenly sword. Instantly, sword chi filled the sky, and heaven and earth shook. The sun and moon collapsed. Boom, boom, boom. A huge explosion caused countless shockwaves that crashed into the talisman formation. Using this opportunity, a flash appeared between Yi Qin's brows, and a clone charged into the talisman formation. You're courting death. The celestial master Wu Shou activated the talisman. Instantly, countless miasma corroded the person before him. Piss, piss, piss. Soon, the doppelganger completely dissipated in the sky. Ha ha ha. Just as the celestial master Wu Shou was laughing, he realized that Yi Qin was standing in front of him intact. He realized that the figure earlier was just an illusion of a clone. The celestial master was furious. He waved his scepter and released his evil energy wildly this time. He no longer hid his identity. Evil spirit, I'll let you meet your companion in hell today. You're bragging. The celestial master placed his scepter horizontally, and evil energy erupted from his body. Instantly, a primordial beast appeared behind him. It was a green Tung Mang. Tung Mang, devour. Roar. The gigantic Tung Mang turned into a primordial mouth and devoured him. What a joke. Yi Qin flew up after saying, what a joke. He did not retreat. Instead, he charged in the direction of the Tung Mang. The celestial master did not expect that at all, and he revealed a shocked expression. Subsequently, nether god power erupted behind Yi Qin, and the heavenly serpent appeared. Roar. They were both existences that devoured everything. The heavenly serpent versus the Tung Mang. The void shattered, and the 9 heavens collapsed. In an instant, the power of darkness covered the sky, and the nether god power shook the world. Piss, piss, piss. With the sound of devouring, the heavenly serpent entangled the Tung Mang, and its huge mouth killed without mercy. What? The celestial master Wu Shou was furious when he saw his Tung Mang being devoured by Yi Qin's heavenly serpent completely. How is this possible? He looked at everything before him in disbelief. Since Yi Qin dared to devour his Tung Mang directly, he would make him pay the price. The celestial master Wu Shou waved his scepter, and boundless miasma attacked Yi Qin again. However, Yi Qin smirked lightly. With a thought from his divine consciousness, the heavenly serpent appeared again. Roar. The heavenly serpent devoured the sky, and the boundless miasma entered the heavenly serpent's mouth. Very good. This is the effect I wanted. Suddenly, the celestial master revealed a strange smile. Chapter 2081. Seeing the heavenly master's strange smile, Yi Qin had already expected it. The miasma was something that ordinary cultivators could not fight against. Its toxicity could corrode everything. Ha ha ha, idiot. Do you think you can survive after absorbing so much miasma? No matter how powerful you are, die now. The nascent beast heavenly master revealed his true appearance. He was an evil spirit cultivator. Roar. The heavenly master absorbed the boundless miasma and began to evolve various ferocious nascent beasts, wanting to defeat Yi Chun completely. Yi Chun smirked slightly in the face of such madness. Your plan is very thorough. Unfortunately, it's useless. What did you say? With a long shout, Yi Chun released the ancient god power in his body. Immediately, the meridians in his body flowed with the ancient god bloodline. The miasma poison in his body collapsed instantly. Rumble. Yi Chun's meridians kept rumbling like a dragon's roar. It was a sign that the ancient god power was circulating. As the energy of the winged dragon spread through the air, Yi Chun stood before the nascent beast Heavenly Master like a giant. Nascent beast Heavenly Master, accept your fate. What did you say? The Heavenly Master had already sensed that Yi Chun did not show any signs of being poisoned. This was completely beyond his imagination. In that case, could it be that his miasma formation was useless? His guess was right. Before Yi Chun's ancient god body, the miasma was child's play. It was completely useless as it was devoured by the heavenly snake and dissipated. While the nascent beast Heavenly Master was stunned, Yi Chun charged at the Heavenly Master with the immortal slaying flying dagger in his hand. The Heavenly Master came to his senses and quickly retreated, wanting to avoid Yi Chun's attack. However, he had underestimated Yi Chun's speed. Ninth Heaven used steps, divine thunder rush. Countless bolts of lightning bloomed in the sky. These bolts of lightning became Yi Chun's stepping stones, creating a path of lightning for him. No one could stop such a path, not even the nascent beast Heavenly Master. Nascent beast technique. Seeing that the heavenly snake was devouring everything, the nascent beast Heavenly Master wanted to activate the secret technique of the nascent beast clan to counter it. The nascent beast was the bane of snakes. However, Yi Chun sneered. The young beast could restrain ordinary snakes, but it had to retreat when facing the heavenly serpent that could devour all things. Roar. The heavenly serpent roared furiously as dragon chi surged. With the support of Yi Chun's golden body, the heavenly serpent had begun to evolve into a dragon serpent. Sky Snake Tail Whip. Yi Chun activated the heavenly serpent's power and unleashed it with a loud rumble. The gigantic serpent's tail shook the heavens and devoured the sky. Under the boundless gloom, the origin of darkness appeared at the same time. The incomparably terrifying source of darkness was like a black curtain covering heaven and earth, completely intimidating the whole beast celestial master. Now he finally understood that the true strength of a man who could destroy the Nether Prison headquarters by himself was so ruthless. Celestial Master Wu Shou prepared to die. No! Celestial Master Yin Shou finally realized his incompetence. Before the Celestial Arch, he was just an ant. Not even an ant. Celestial Thearcha's order. Mortal Sword Revolution. Yi Chun released the Heavenly Serpent. The gigantic serpent's body wrapped around everything. In an instant, Celestial Master Yin Shou was already trapped in the Heavenly Serpent array. Subsequently, Yi Chun released the power of the Heavenly Sword and combined it with the Mortal Sword Divine power to instantly lock onto the Celestial Master Yin Shou. Under such a pincer attack, the Celestial Master Yin Shou's true immortal cultivation base could not be used at all. When he saw Yi Chun, it did not matter what kind of divine power he had. The divine weapon was right in front of him. Yi Chun used the 9 heavens treading you steps. One encounter on the thunder path was eternal. Zong. There was a slicing sound. Blood splattered 5 steps, and the Celestial Master Yin Shou's figure stood blankly on the spot. This scene fell into the eyes of the nascent beast clan powerhouses behind. The Celestial Master Yin Shou, the last link between them and the dark energy, was mercilessly killed by Yi Chun just like that. Celestial Master. The Celestial Master is dead. The Celestial Master has passed away. Someone shouted. Under their horrified gazes, the Celestial Master Yin Shou's head flew into the air. Yi Chun flew over the sky serpent and crossed the Miasma Rift Valley. He flew to the peak on the other side. The celestial master, Yin Shou, was transformed from an evil spirit. Are you guys colluding with the evil spirit by acknowledging him as the celestial master? Huh? The nascent beasts revealed terrified expressions when they heard what Yichen said. They did not know about such high-end matters. They only knew that the celestial master held an extremely high position in the clan. He had cooperated with the chief to create such a huge formation. They did not expect Yichen to break it. We don't know anything. The powerhouses present knelt one after another and worshipped Yichen continuously. They had already treated Yichen as a god they worshipped. You fools. I'll spare your lives for now. If you dare to cooperate with the evil spirit again, no one will survive under the heavenly sword. Yes, yes. Many powerhouses nodded. Lead the way. I want to go to the chief's hall. Yes. A powerhouse led the way for Yichen to the Nascent Beast Clan's hall. In the Nascent Beast Hall, a powerhouse reported. Reporting to the chief, the celestial master, Yin Shou, has been killed by Yichen. The Miasma Rift Valley Formation has been broken. What? The chief revealed a terrified expression. He knew very well the identity of the celestial master, Yin Shou. He was a high-ranking envoy sent by the evil spirit. If he died in the Nascent Beast Clan, then their good days would be over. Rumble. Just as he was hesitating, thunder rumbled between heaven and earth. The heavenly emperor rode the heavenly serpent and descended. Roar. The heavenly serpent roared angrily, shaking heaven and earth. The surrounding nascent beasts retreated. Where is the chief of the Nascent Beast Clan? The question shook 1,000 miles. The powerful sound wave shook the 9 heavens and shook the entire beast tribe. The nascent beast chief did not dare to ignore it. The nascent beasts flew out and looked at the sky. They discovered a person with supreme dignity. He shone brightly like a god. His formation could not be seen. He rode the heavenly serpent and held the heavenly sword. He looked down on the world, insufferably arrogant. Who are you? The nascent beast chief asked. Whoosh. Yichen did not respond. He threw out a head directly. It was the celestial master Yin Shou. When everyone saw the image of the head clearly, they revealed expressions of fear. The celestial master, Yin Shou, was the chief priest of the clan. He usually had an extremely high status and great prestige. Now that Yichen had killed him on the spot and sent him to their doorstep, this scene was too shocking. Everyone was uneasy and looked at the chief. You dare to kill my clan's high priest? The nascent beast chief questioned loudly. You're cooperating with the evil spirit. You don't have to be the chief. The nascent beast chief revealed a shocked expression. It seemed like the other party knew everything. Cooperating with the evil spirit was a confidential matter. Many people in the clan did not know about it. Now that Yichen had revealed it, the nascent beast chief had no choice but to face it. Chapter 2082. Don't spout nonsense. The Heavenly Master is a member of the Nightmare Beast tribe. You killed the Heavenly Master and framed the evil spirit. You deserve to die. The Nightmare Beast chief glared at Yichen angrily with a cold expression. He tried his best to maintain his dignity. He was merely relying on his home ground advantage. He wanted everyone to suppress Yichen with their aura so that he could not move. However, he did not know that this was the most foolish thing to do. Before the Heavenly Emperor, numbers and aura were nothing. This person killed the Heavenly Master and destroyed our Nightmare Beast tribe. Does he deserve to die? Damn it, damn it, damn it. Under the chief's instigation, everyone was furious at Yichen. Ha ha! Yichen laughed maniacally. He released sword chi and pointed it at the head. Zap, zap, zap. As the sword chi touched the head underwent a shocking change and began to evolve into the appearance of an evil spirit. Everyone was shocked when they saw it. The chief frowned slightly. He did not expect Yichen to make the Nightmare Beast Heavenly Master reveal his true appearance. However, now that things had come to this, he had to fight to the end. This person is using demonic techniques to harm the Heavenly Master's head. Kill him. Kill, kill, kill. Seeing the people around them shouting to kill, the Nightmare Beasts who had submitted to Yichen earlier felt immense pressure. They began to approach the nightmare beast tribe. Seeing these ignorant people being bewitched by the chief, they actually did not know the truth. "Huh, you fools. Then let this emperor beat you awake." Yi Chen scoffed. The heavenly sword in his hand flickered with a cold gleam. The heavenly snake danced behind him, and a bloody wind blew. "Damn it, kill him." The chief gave the order to kill. Countless nightmare beasts attacked Yi Chen one after another. Impudent! Yi Chen waved the 7-foot-long sword in his hand. Instantly, a sword gleam shone in all directions. Sword chi reverberated, and the universe moved. Rumble. The ground cracked, and the mountains collapsed. Many nightmare beasts were sent flying. Their bodies stiffened, and they could not move. Painful moans filled the scene. The sword strike shocked everyone. Nightmare Beast Chief, it's a joke to cooperate with the evil spirit and want long-term peace. Since you don't know how to repent, I can only kill. Roar. The heavenly snake roared furiously. A violent wind filled the entire Nightmare Beast tribe. Many cultivators could not resist this storm and were sent flying. Seeing that his warriors were so useless, the Mastiff Chief flew into a rage. Behind him, a majestic shadow of the Mastiff emerged to confront Sky Snake. When the massive young beast appeared, many of the young beasts retreated, not daring to approach. "Kill him! Kill him!" They kept yelling and still had hope for the chief. However, in Yi Chen's eyes, he was no different from a dead man. Heavenly Monarch Order, Earth Sword Reverse Slash. Faced with the massive nightmare beast silhouette, Yi Chen slashed with his sword. On the ground, an incomparably tall peak rose from the ground like a pillar that supported the heavens. In an instant, everyone present was stunned. What they saw was a terrifying scene that could topple heaven and earth. Many people were unable to react in time and fell into the crevice one after another, disappearing without a trace. This apocalyptic scene caused countless beastmen to reveal looks of terror. The outsider before them was like a god of the heavens and earth, unshakable. They had lost all confidence in their chieftain. This was a natural fear when facing a supreme expert. Many of the AO beasts retreated. They could only hope that their chieftain could defeat the person in front of them. "Kill!" The chief roared and merged with the young beast's silhouette behind him, unleashing incomparably sharp young beast claws. Swish, swish, swish. The sharp claws waved, trying to break through Sky Snake's encirclement. Swish, swish, swish. At this moment, sword energy kept shooting out of Sky Snake's mouth. Now that Yi Chen and Sky Snake's consciousness had merged, Sky Snake was like Yi Chen's arm and finger. He could command it at will and use it at any time. Endless sword energy spewed out of Sky Snake's mouth and instantly wrapped around the young beast's silhouette. This caused the young beast to be unable to move and could only spin around in the sword energy. Seeing that he was trapped in the sword array, the young beast chief began to panic. He used his abilities recklessly, even using evil spirit abilities to try and break free. All of this was witnessed by many nightmare beast powerhouses. They gradually realized that their chieftain was actually working with the evil spirits and had even obtained the evil spirit martial arts. Heavenly Emperor's Order, Heavenly Sword Destruction. Finding the right opportunity, Yi Chen locked onto the young beast chief's flaw. When the heavenly sword appeared, the universe moved, the sun and moon trembled, and the gods and ghosts grieved. Hiss, hiss, hiss. Sky Snake opened his huge mouth, and the heavenly sword's sword energy turned into a huge pillar of light. It shot out from his mouth and attacked the young beast silhouette. Rumble. A huge explosion caused the entire void to explode. The previously arrogant young beast silhouette was completely shattered by the heavenly sword destruction's sword light and turned into dust. The young beast's silhouette dissipated. The chief was continuously attacked by the heavenly sword's sword energy, and his body kept retreating. Puffed. The pressure from the sword energy continued to rise. The chief's chest was crushed and blood spurted out. The chief lost. Someone shouted. Following that, countless young beasts shouted. The chief lost. Finally, The sword energy solidified and nailed the young beast chief to the rock wall. Ah! He wailed in pain, but no one from the Nightmare Beast clan came to his rescue. Firstly, it was because the chief had been defeated. Secondly, they all understood that the Nightmare Beast Celestial Master was an evil spirit, and the chief was the one working with the evil spirit. At this moment, the chief looked at the elders in the hall and shouted to save him. The elders were afraid that things would go south, so they attacked. Kill! Boom, boom, boom. Several palm strikes struck, and a young beast chief died on the spot. This scene shocked countless young beasts. They did not expect that these elders would personally kill the chief. Yichin could tell who these elders were at a glance. They wanted to silence him. Why aren't you showing yourselves? What? Senior, we're all elders of the young beast clan. This is our true appearance. Impudent. Yichin was furious. These bastards still dared to refuse to admit it. The heavenly dragon's roar shook the surroundings and instantly locked onto the three elders in front of him. Following that, Sky Snake opened his huge mouth and spat out several rays of light. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Under the light, the three of them had nowhere to hide and turned into evil spirits. Yichin, you deserve to die. The three of them attacked Yichin crazily after their identities were exposed. Ha ha ha. Corner dogs will do desperate things. It's just a few more corpses. Yichin laughed maniacally and slashed with the heavenly sword in his hand. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Three sword gleams streaked across the clear sky. Evil energy could not be hidden. Evil energy could not be hidden, and evil heart could not be hidden. Ah! Three heads flew into the sky. The young beast clansmen revealed expressions of shock. This is a god. This is a god arranged by the heavens to save us. Someone shouted. Subsequently, countless young beasts shouted God. Yichin was high and mighty, accepting everyone's worship. Chapter 2083. After killing the three hidden evil spirits and the Nightmare Beast clan leader, Yichin had completely wiped out the Nightmare Beast clan. Now that everyone had seen through the three evil spirit elders, they realized their mistakes and listened to Yichin's arrangements, allowing the Nightmare Beast clan to set sail again. There's no need to send me off. I'm leaving. Yichin rode the cosmic sword and flew away. The crowd continued to worship him and even built a statue for him in the clan. After leaving the outskirts of the Beast region, Yichin realized that the evil spirits had great control over the Beast region. It was just as the Nether Purgatory people had said. If one wanted to go to the underworld God Temple, one had to go through many trials. After riding the cosmic sword for several days, Yichin suddenly sensed a chaotic energy in front of him. It was huge and tangled, giving him a very uneasy feeling. He stood on top of a mountain and looked down at the world below. The 100 Beast Kingdom. Yichin's divine telekinesis moved and immediately sensed the name of the vast territory before him. This was the core of the Beast region. Here was the Beast region's imperial city. Before him, in this huge capital city, some kind of ceremony was going on. Such a huge and chaotic energy. If I want to hide here, this is a good place. He looked down and recalled the energy of the various Beast region warriors. He turned into a nightmare beast and walked down. When he arrived outside the capital city, he found that the security here was very strict. To enter the city, one had to show their identity. Yichin took out the beast tooth he had obtained from the Nightmare Beast clan and showed it to the guard. This is the token of the Nightmare Beast clan's chief. Are you a Nightmare Beast noble? Yes, Yichin replied. All right, go in. Yichin took the beast tooth and entered the capital city. The huge gate of the capital city was like the mouth of a giant beast. The fangs were the gate pillars, releasing waves of majesty that sent chills down one's spine. Walking in, Yichin found that there were all kinds of people in the capital city. They were powerhouses from various tribes in the Beast region. They had gathered here at the same time. Combining the scene of the ceremony he had seen before, he felt that something was going to happen here. In order to obtain more information, Yichin went directly to the center of the capital city, to a restaurant where many powerhouses had gathered. In this place, he could sense several extremely powerful auras. Sitting in a seat by the window, Yichin scanned his surroundings coldly. He discovered that there were many true immortal rank combatants hidden among the drinking crowd. Meanwhile, those people had also sensed Yi Chen's presence. Many of them looked over coldly, and many of them smirked. I didn't expect the young Beast clan to come to the Imperial City. Could it be that they're also here to participate in this event? The Beast tribe is located in the outer regions of the Beast region. It's the most remote place. The cultivators there are all trash. That's right. The people over there are lacking in cultivation resources. How can they have the face to participate in this event? Hearing these people's words, Yi Chen clearly sensed their malice. They must have looked down on the young Beast clan. However, this was not what Yi Chen cared about. What he wanted to understand was this so-called festival. Sir, these are the best dishes of our restaurant. Have a taste. At this moment, a waiter from the restaurant came up with wine and dishes. Yi Chen took a glance and realized that his dishes were clearly different from the others. They were not on the same level. Stop. Just when the waiter was about to leave, Yi Chen stopped him. What do you mean? The waiter turned to look at Yi Chen with a smirk. It was obvious that he was provoking Yi Chen. This meant that in his eyes, Yi Chen was also a low-level cultivator who was not worthy of his attention. Yi Chen pointed at the dishes on the table and said, "Why are my dishes different from theirs?" "Haha, what's the difference? They're all dishes." Ha ha ha. Seeing this scene, many combatants revealed mocking smirks. They wanted to see what the young Beast clan was capable of. In their eyes, with Yi Chen's status, he should not have appeared in this place. If not for the fact that this was the festival, they would have chased Yi Chen out. Why don't you try it? Kid, we're giving you face, aren't we? Is our high-class restaurant a place where you should come, country bumpkin? Looking at the waiter's arrogant manner, Yi Chen finally realized that ferocious beasts were such a lowly race in the Beast region. However, the other party's provocation was too much. How could Yi Chen tolerate it? If he did not teach him a lesson this time, he would really think that he could ascend to the heavens. Yi Chen stretched out his hand and gently grabbed the air above the dishes. Kacha, kacha, kacha. Instantly, the plates and bowls, as well as the various dishes, were all crushed into a ball. You're courting death. The waiter instantly went berserk. To be able to open a restaurant here, one must have an extraordinary background. Moreover, these waiters were all itinerant immortals. Boom! The man's eyes widened, and he attacked Yi Chen with a punch. This punch carried a powerful force. This force was very primitive, as if it was instinctive. Yi Chen's demon eyes opened and instantly recognized this person. The Bearman. Roar! The man roared angrily and threw a punch. It was like an entire mountain attacking Yi Chen. The surrounding combatants sneered. They thought that this punch could completely crush Yi Chen. Clang! However, just as everyone was about to drink and watch the show, the waiter's punch stopped a foot away from Yi Chen. The waiter roared angrily and wanted to throw another punch. However, he could no longer move forward even an inch. His fist gleam had been blocked by Yi Chen's palm. Not only was it blocked, but it was also countered. He could not leave even if he wanted to. "Hey, how did you do that?" The Bearman shouted in a trembling voice. What did I do? A piece of trash like you dares to attack me?" As he spoke, there was a boom, and the Bearman's face was directly pressed onto the table, fusing with the dishes and the shattered plates. The Bearman could not stop screaming like a chicken. Seeing this scene, everyone revealed a solemn expression. Many of them locked their cold gazes on Yi Chen, feeling puzzled. What's wrong with this kid? He subdued the Bearman so easily. It can't be. Isn't the Nightmare Beast clan very useless? What's wrong with this kid? Just as everyone was discussing, Yi Chen pressed the Bearman's face and kept crushing the broken porcelain pieces. The Bearman's face was beyond recognition, and he was in extreme pain. Clatter, clatter, clatter. At this moment, dozens of Bearman guards rushed out and surrounded Yi Chen. How dare a piece of trash from the Nightmare Beast clan cause trouble in our Golden Eagle restaurant? Let him go and kneel down to confess. The leader of the Bearman shouted angrily at Yi Chen. Ugh, ugh, ugh. At this moment, the Bearman could not breathe from Yi Chen's crushing. His mouth was filled with crushed food and plates. He was in extreme pain. Chapter 2084. Let him go, or we'll attack. The bearman leader shouted at Yi Chun fiercely. Clearly, he had reached his limit. Yi Chun did not care at all. With a sudden grab, the bearman from before was caught. His mouth was full of broken plates as he whimpered in a sorry state. Seeing this scene, the leader of the Black Bear tribe was enraged. This was a great insult to the Black Bear tribe. How could he endure such a thing? You're courting death. Dozens of Bear tribe warriors surrounded Yi Chun in the middle, their faces filled with malice. Meanwhile, the people who were drinking around them began to watch the show. In such a troublesome place, there would be conflicts every day. There would even be people being carried out every day, or worse, being chopped up and fed to the dogs. Dozens of strong men charged at Yi Chun at the same time. Each of them extended their sharp claws that contained great power. Within an extremely small area, they could explode with super strength that could tear everything apart. This was the characteristic of the bear tribe. Roar! At this moment, a powerful heavenly emperor's dragon, Qi, suddenly erupted from Yi Chun's body. The bearmen who wanted to kill him earlier felt their bodies go out of control and were sent flying like kites with their strings cut. Boom, boom, boom. Kacha, kacha, kacha. Many bearman warriors were slammed into the surrounding walls like dough, their faces filled with pain. It was a spectacular scene. The surrounding people were shocked when they saw this. It was already a miracle that Yi Chun could crush the waiter with his own strength. Now he could send dozens of bearman warriors who were stronger than the previous one flying with a single roar. It did not make sense at all. In their eyes, the Young Beast clan was a bunch of cowards. Every time they came to the imperial city, they would walk close to the corners. How could there be someone like Yi Chun? This had completely shattered their understanding. Many powerhouses even had the urge to fight Yi Chun. After all, this was the Beast Imperial City. Those who could establish a foothold here were the elites of their respective tribes. Naturally, their desire to fight was different from ordinary people. How's the taste? At this moment, Yi Chun asked the waiter. Woo-woo. The waiter could not help stuttering. His mouth was full of porcelain shards. There was fear in his eyes when he looked at Yi Chun. He no longer had any arrogance. Clang! Yi Chun's palm energy moved swiftly and slapped the waiter's back. All the dishes and porcelain pieces exploded at once. Cough, cough, cough. The bearman could not stop coughing. The bearman leader gave him a look. The bearman understood and turned around to punch Yi Chun's face. Clang! Kacha! Under everyone's shocked gazes, Yi Chun blocked the bearman's fist again. Subsequently, Yi Chun grabbed with brute force, and the sound of bones being crushed rang out in the air. A painful cry resounded through the entire restaurant. The bearman's fist was completely shattered. Now, everyone finally understood how powerful Yi Chun was. The way many people looked at Yi Chun had completely changed. Many of them were shocked, and some were cold. However, they began to take Yi Chun seriously. The person before them was completely different from the average nightmare beast. This had become a common understanding among the crowd. Not only is this person arrogant, but his strength is also extraordinary. He doesn't seem like someone from a nightmare beast race at all. Just what is going on? Now, Yi Chun had become mysterious in everyone's eyes. Just the fact that he dared to smash the Golden Eagle restaurant signboard was shocking enough. At the same time, the bearman leader revealed a trembling expression. Previously, he thought that a nightmare beast like Yi Chun could be casually killed and thrown out. He did not expect that not only did he not hurt Yi Chun at all, but his people were also sent flying, screaming incessantly. Why you dare to cause trouble in the Golden Eagle restaurant? Do you know the consequences? Consequences? What consequences? All I know is that you've angered me. That's the ultimate consequence. Yi Chun's eyes emitted the most terrifying light that could take one's life. When the bearman leader saw Yi Chun's eyes, the deepest part of his soul trembled. It was as if he saw the heavenly emperor standing in front of him, and he was just an ant dragging out an ignoble existence. Clang! His legs turned to jelly, and he knelt on the ground. The crowd could not understand. No matter what, the bearman leader was a noble of the bearman tribe. How could he kneel before Yi Chun? More importantly, no one knew why he knelt. A terrifying atmosphere pervaded the place. All of you, come here and kowtow to this lord and admit your mistakes. The Bearman leader's actions confused the crowd even more. Not only did he kneel, but he even ordered his subordinates to kneel before Yi Chun. Such behavior was unbelievable. Thud, thud, thud. The Bearmen who were sent flying did not dare to have any other thoughts. They all came over and knelt before Yi Chun, kowtowing and admitting their mistakes. Sir, we had eyes but failed to recognize Mount Tai. Please spare our lives. Under the Bearman leader's lead, everyone knelt and begged for mercy. The scene at the scene was like a fantasy beyond their imagination. Ha ha ha! Yi Chun laughed maniacally and stepped on the Bearman leader's head. Then, he looked at the people around him and revealed a cold smile. The surrounding combatants stood up one after another. They clearly felt Yi Chun's provocation. They did not expect a nightmare beast to be so arrogant. If they did not respond, would they not be admitting defeat? The asterisk imminent. Before they could do anything, a cold shout suddenly rang out in the air, followed by the cry of an eagle. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. A gust of cold wind blew, and everyone retreated. They had already sensed an extremely strong, murderous aura in the air. Those who frequented the tavern knew that this was the Eagle clan's god of slaughter, Ice Hawk. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. His figure sped forward, and before he could blink, his sharp claws had already struck. Swish, swish, swish. Following that, a few streaks of blood splattered into the sky. The dozens of Bearmen froze on the spot. Then their eyes widened, and they fell to the ground one after another. As the saying went, blood sealed the throat. Although the Bearmen had a higher status than the Nightmare Beast clan, they were still a lowly tribe in the Imperial City. Many of them were used as servants and slaves. No one cared about their lives. Do you know who you are to cause trouble in my Golden Eagle Tower? At this moment, a tall, thin man appeared in front of them. His hands were still stained with the blood of the dozens of Bearmen, dripping to the ground. Seeing this scene, everyone thought that Yi Chun was dead for sure. This brat dares to cause trouble in the Golden Eagle Tower. Ice Hawk will kill him for sure. Huh, the Nightmare Beast clan deserves to die. Let's see what cruel method Ice Hawk will use to torture him to death. The surrounding people revealed their sinister smiles, waiting to see a good show. Chapter 2085. Identity? Ha ha ha. Hearing the word identity, Yi Chun burst into laughter. He looked at Lung Ying as if he was looking at a skeleton, completely silent. Lung Ying was an assassin, and he immediately sensed the powerful killing intent emanating from Yi Chun's body. This killing intent could take on a physical form, causing his soul and body to be greatly shocked. Moreover, only he could clearly feel this shock because this was specially sent to him by Yi Chun. The corners of his mouth kept twitching and the muscles on his face began to contort. This mental pressure was too great. Ever since he became an assassin, he had never tasted such terrifying killing intent. The person before him was more like an assassin than he was, perhaps even the king of assassins. This was not a good feeling, causing his rage to soar. The asterisk imminent. A cold glint flashed across Lung Ying's eyes. His figure moved instantly, heading straight for Yi Chun. You're angry just like that? You're not a qualified assassin. How do you know I'm an assassin? Ha ha ha. Faced with Lung Ying's question, Yi Chun only laughed coldly. Following that, the surrounding space was instantly plunged into the 18 Chaos Massacre formation. Ding-cling, countless bells rang out, reverberating through the air, entering Ice Hawk's ears. It was like the death knell of the god of death, causing his body to tremble uncontrollably. He could feel the most terrifying coldness. It was the feeling of a corpse. He looked at his own body. It was rotting away, and there were even maggots crawling out of it. In the instant that he met Yi Chun, Lung Ying fell into a state that he could not extricate himself from. Seeing how his body was decaying, his spirit completely broke down. He even felt that he had been hit by some evil spell. Was this not his own technique? Why was it happening to him now? Was this the cycle of reincarnation? Lung Ying completely broke down. His legs could no longer support his weight, and he directly knelt on the ground. The scene he saw was terrifying. His martial will was completely crushed by the demon's eye. He had already fallen into the double illusion of the 18 Chaos Massacre formation and the demon's eye, unable to extricate himself. Devil, this is a devil, a devil. Lung screamed hysterically. The people around him were dumbfounded. They had thought that Lung Ying would torture and kill Yi Chun like he was toying with his prey, but what they saw was Lung Ying kneeling before Yi Chun like the most fragile life form in the world, looking up at an unreachable existence. No one could understand such a scene, and many of them were dumbfounded. What's wrong with Ice Hawk? What is this? Are we waiting for him to kill this brat? What's the situation now? Is Ice Hawk bowing to that kid, or is he kowtowing? There was a flurry of discussion as the combatants' eyes were filled with disbelief. Ice Hawk's subordinates were even more dumbfounded. Their boss was now kneeling in front of Yi Chun, constantly calling him the devil. Did he think that Yi Chun was the devil? Even if it was a demon, it wouldn't be able to frighten Icy Eagle to such an extent. Everyone was perplexed. You bastards, why aren't you King kneeling down and worshipping the great god? Ice Hawk yelled angrily at his subordinates and even used a killing technique. How would they dare to resist? They all knelt before Yi Chun. It was going to be a good time. The dignified Golden Eagle Tower's #1 fighter, Ice Hawk, was completely defeated this time. Golden Eagle Tower's reputation had been completely tarnished. Huh, do you realize your mistake? Yi Chun asked with a cold smile. Yes, I do. We had eyes but failed to recognize Mount Tai. Please forgive us, great god. We're willing to offer the Golden Eagle Tower. Please accept it. Huh. The surrounding combatants were even more shocked. Ice Hawk was offering the entire Golden Eagle Tower. He was not the one in charge of the Golden Eagle Tower, was he? All right. As long as you offer it up, I'll dare to accept it. Yi Chun flew to the high platform and looked down at the crowd with a condescending expression. At this moment, the crowd looked at him differently. After all, Ice Hawk was a ruthless character. If even he thought that this person was a god, what else could those so-called combatants say? They could only stand there, not daring to speak. How dare you? At this moment, a cold shout came from the tower. Yi Chun laughed and looked in that direction. It was a middle-aged woman flying down. Ice Hawk, how dare you? Not only were you intimidated by this scholar, but you also want to offer the Golden Eagle Tower. Who do you think you are? You're just an outsider. How dare you make decisions on your own? Outsider, I'm also a member of the Hawk clan. I'm also in charge of the Golden Eagle Tower's affairs. Why can't I make decisions? I'm going to offer the Golden Eagle Tower to this senior. Senior? Him? Ha! The middle-aged woman looked at Yi Chun and laughed out loud. To her, Yi Chun was merely a young man in his 20s. He was only an itinerant immortal. So how old could he be? Ice Hawk was also a true immortal who had cultivated for hundreds of years. Was he not afraid of embarrassing himself by addressing him like that? Faced with the middle-aged woman's mockery, Yi Chun smiled faintly. Then, a light flashed between his brows. At first, the woman was stunned. Then the scene she saw changed instantly. Her surroundings were no longer her Golden Eagle Tower, but the 18th level of hell. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Hellfire burned around her, and the three-headed hound's deafening roar. She looked at the rivers of blood around her and the countless little ghosts that were nailed to the rock walls. Their skin was peeled off, and their tendons were pulled out as they howled in pain. How does it feel to see yourself in death? At this moment, a rough and powerful voice rang out. The woman was stunned. She looked up into the sky and saw a black god the size of a mountain looking at her. It was Yama. Ha ha ha. Yama laughed a few times and reached out with his sharp claws to grab the woman's body. He squeezed gently. The woman felt like her body was being squeezed like a noodle. Her tendons and bones were crushed, and her chi and blood were flowing in reverse. Spare me, spare me, spare me. Are you willing to offer me your Golden Eagle Tower? Yes, yes, I'm willing. Ha ha ha. Yama's laughter gradually evolved and eventually turned into Yi Chun's voice. The woman came to her senses and looked at the young man before her, as if she was looking at the real Yama. Her legs went limp and she knelt on the ground. This was the true owner of the Golden Eagle Tower. She was also kneeling before Yi Chun. Such a scene completely shocked everyone present. They could not stop swallowing their saliva. Who was this person before them? Why did he have such a powerful aura that made everyone bow to him? Rumble. Suddenly, thunder rumbled and space shook. Waves of heavenly emperor energy filled the surroundings. Everyone felt that their bodies were out of their control and they were forced to kneel down. Only a few powerhouses could rely on their powerful martial will to resist, but they were still shocked. Chapter 2086. Sensing this supreme, divine aura, most of the surrounding perfected immortal powerhouses could not resist and knelt on the ground immediately. Yi-Chen stood on the high platform, his entire body emitting waves of piercing divine might. Powerful nether divine power swept through the entire place, completely suppressing everyone's mind. Unless one, with a high-level perfected immortal, they could forget about resisting and immediately knelt. Even high-level perfected immortals were intimidated by Yi-Chen's aura and felt a sense of submission. Now, no one dared to question Yi-Chen's identity and strength. They were completely convinced. Give me the best food and wine right now. You know what I want. Yes, prepare it immediately. Lung Ying kept nodding, then gave the people behind him a look, and they went to work. The surrounding powerhouses came to pay their respects and asked for Yi-Chen's name. Heavenly Emperor Yi-Chen, remember this name. It will resound throughout the underworld realm. We will remember. Everyone engraved these words into their minds, waiting for Yi-Chen to create glory again. An hour later, dozens of Eagle Clan cultivators came with large and small plates. The plates were all supreme-grade wine and dishes. These dishes and wine contained a large amount of nether energy. There was even the essence of demonic beasts. To cultivators, all of these were great supplements. Yi-Chen had been moving around the underworld realm a lot along the way. It was time to absorb energy, so he gave these people a chance. Yi-Chen's eyes flashed. He instantly sensed the density of energy contained in these dishes. They were comparable to supreme-grade, clear stones. As expected of the Golden Eagle restaurant, the silhouette of the heavenly serpent appeared behind him again. With a furious roar, the table before him was filled with nether energy that could allow ordinary perfected immortals to absorb for half a month. Such a violent action made many of the perfected immortals present drop their jaws in shock. Who among them would dare to devour nether energy like this? Not only would they explode, but they would also be severely injured by the backlash. Senior Yi is truly heroic. Even if you let us have such delicacies, we wouldn't be able to absorb them. I'm impressed to see Senior's remarkable abilities this time. That's right. We were blind not to recognize such an expert. Senior Yi has really opened our eyes. We'll definitely spread Senior Yi's name. Senior Yi, please guide us in the future. If you have any orders, we swear to complete them with our lives. The surrounding Beast tribe members all came over to flatter Yi-Chen, hoping to get a glance from him. All you back off. This emperor is going to cultivate in peace. Yes, we will withdraw. Under Lung Ying's lead, everyone retreated, leaving Yi-Chen alone. After enjoying the delicacies on the table, Yi-Chen's body erupted with underworld energy. The powerful energy shook the surroundings, and the entire Golden Eagle Tower began to shake violently, attracting the attention of many combatants in the Imperial City. Soon, a group of people gathered in front of the Golden Eagle restaurant. Isaac, what's going on? An expert asked. This is Senior Yi-Chen's cultivation ground. It's best if you don't come here anymore. What? Is Golden Eagle restaurant not doing business anymore? I'm not doing it anymore. Icehawk's words were resolute, and the cultivators were dumbfounded. What was going on? Who was this, Senior Yi-Chen? Many combatants looked displeased. They roamed the martial world and were quick to repay favors and grudges. They had come to the Imperial City to broaden their horizons. This time, they had encountered a mysterious person. Everyone wanted to see how powerful he was to be able to make someone as cold as Icehawk submit to him. Get the Yi-Chen out here. I want to spar with him. At this moment, a werewolf tribe combatant stepped forward and shouted fiercely. I advise you not to cause trouble. If you anger Senior Yi-Chen, you'll die a horrible death. What a joke. I came to Huangsheng to compete with the heroes of the world. Do you think a nameless person can scare me? Humph. Senior Yi Chun is cultivating in peace and has no time for you. Come again next time. Ah, you heard that. You talk so much, but you're just a coward. That's too funny, ha ha ha. The werewolf kept laughing. Many combatants around them smiled sinisterly, making the atmosphere very awkward. The people of Golden Eagle Tower were in a predicament. Rumble. At this moment, thunder rumbled in the sky. The Golden Eagle Tower's underworld energy exploded. It was as if heaven and earth had been born and the universe had been born. Its powerful might shook the surroundings. Not only the Golden Eagle Tower, but the area within 1,000 miles was affected by Yi Chen's power. Many combatants looked up into the sky and saw a man standing on a golden lotus. Sword chi burst out of his body like a sword god, descending into the world, tyrannical and unparalleled. Who wants to see me? Yi Chen asked coldly. Ha, it's me. Today, I'm going to... The werewolf was halfway through his sentence, wanting to express his determination to challenge Yi Chen. However, he did not have the chance to finish his sentence. Zong. The heavenly sword was unsheathed to slay all living beings. One sword freezing 19 provinces. The coldness and surprise cut through the throat, like a meteor chasing after the moon. It was so fast that it did not even blink. Ew. The werewolf clutched his throat with both hands, revealing a look of indignation. He had come to make a name for himself and show the werewolf tribe's greatness. He did not expect that in less than a day in the imperial city, his head would be separated from his body. Swoosh! With a spurt of blood, the werewolf's head directly flew into the sky and then accurately landed on his neck. Some experts observed carefully and found that the muscles on the head and neck were actually seamless, as if it had never been cut. Such exquisite swordsmanship was already beyond imagination. Isn't this sword technique too exaggerated? It's exquisite to the point that wherever the sword chi passes, it's extremely cold and destroys all life. Amidst the exclamations of the crowd, the werewolf's body had already turned into an ice sculpture. He stood there and continued to display Yi Chen's shocking sword technique. Great sword technique, but shouldn't you pay the price for killing a member of my werewolf clan? At this moment, a wolf shadow attacked. His figure changed and created layers of illusions. Everyone's eyes darted around rapidly, trying to find the person's location. However, no one could lock on as someone who did not exist. Yi Chen's brows furrowed. He knew that this person was far more powerful than the werewolf from before. He was an expert. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The wolf shadow appeared again, and the wind howled. In the blink of an eye, the sword chi had already pierced through the werewolf's body. Following that, the ice on the werewolf's body shattered, and his body appeared again. Take him away. Yes. With a sound in the air, a few werewolf cultivators rushed into the battlefield, wanting to take away the werewolf who had been killed. Take him away? I didn't agree. Who could take him away? Just when the werewolf cultivators were about to take the werewolf away, Yi Chen's voice came into everyone's ears. Chapter 2087. I wanted to give you a chance to live. I didn't expect you to seek death. If that's the case, I don't mind sending you on your way. At this time, the surrounding phantoms were even more concentrated. These phantoms could not only disrupt one's vision, but also confuse one's mind. Many cultivators fell into a state of confusion when they saw these phantoms and even began to attack each other. 8 heavenly dragons' music. Yi Chen's dragon music rang out. Suddenly, endless Buddha's light shone on the ground and blocked the phantom's psychic attacks. The phantom werewolf was enraged. He did not expect his trick to be broken so easily. Die! The phantom werewolf flew out and waved his claws. Countless sharp lights also turned into phantoms and flew toward Yi Chen's throat. Roar! Just when these sharp lights were about to hit Yi Chen, everyone's heart tightened. They thought that Yi Chen would die for sure. They did not expect Yi Chen's body to emit rays of inextinguishable golden light. The ancient god power turned into dragon-shaped immortal power and exploded. Boom, boom, boom. The space in front of Yi Chen exploded. Countless phantoms were annihilated. You, ignorant little wolf. How dare you attack me? Yi Chen's words made the phantom werewolf's head explode. No one had ever dared to call him little wolf. This was the most humiliating mockery, and it made his mind explode. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The phantom werewolf used his most powerful killer move. Each phantom had the murderous energy of the real body. This form was his ultimate killer move. It was to make his body completely unrecognizable and then use his killer move. Seeing this scene, the surrounding combatants were dumbfounded. They quickly retreated and activated a powerful energy shield before they dared to continue watching. Countless wolf phantoms and endless murderous energy filled the sky. Faced with this killer move that could not be defended, Yi Chen roared in anger. Instantly, the ancient god power in his blood completely erupted. The power of a 2-star ancient god caused the world to change, and the sun and moon to shine together. Hiss, hiss, hiss. Countless cosmic energy gathered on Yi Chen's body. Then it turned into the shape of the sun and moon and floated behind him. Huge ancient god phantoms kept flashing behind Yi Chen. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. At the same time, countless wolf silhouettes descended and charged toward Yi Chen. To everyone's surprise, Yi Chen's body did not move at all. He was like an indomitable mountain. Clang, clang, clang. Countless sharp blades bombarded Yi Chen's body, but it was as if they were hitting steel. Not a single mark was left on him. What is this? He's taking the Phantom Wolf Sovereign's damage head-on. How is this possible? Even if it's an attack from the Phantoms, it's also supported by a sure-kill divine ability. How can his body resist it? This person's body refining technique may have already surpassed our imagination. At this moment, countless powerhouses finally understood how powerful Yi Chen was. However, they had only seen the surface of it, but it was enough to fill their hearts with awe. It's useless. The true killing move is right here. No matter how strong your body refinement is, you'll still die. Suddenly, the silhouette of a wolf appeared before Yi Chen amidst the countless phantoms. Instantly, countless sharp blades gathered on the sharp claws of the wolf silhouette. It was like a meteor between heaven and earth, charging at Yi Chen with the flames of death. Swoosh! Under everyone's shocked gazes, the sharp blade directly pierced Yi Chen's throat. At that moment, everyone's hearts trembled. They knew how powerful the Phantom Wolf Sovereign was. This attack was aimed at a vital point, and it was enough to kill a true immortal. Hiss, hiss, hiss. The sharp blade pierced Yi Chen's throat and kept spinning like a meteor drill. It was unstoppable. Dai, Ibi Astra starred. The Phantom Wolf Sovereign focused all of its power on the sharp blade. In fact, it had deeply felt how powerful Yi Chen was. However, it thought that Yi Chen had been too careless and arrogant. This was the cause of his death. Therefore, this time, it would not leave any chance of survival. It would completely destroy the person before it. Sparks flew everywhere as the killing energy continuously corroded Yi Chen's body. At this moment, the world trembled. But when the crowd heard another furious roar, they were all shocked. It wasn't because of how powerful the roar was or how shocking it was, but because the Phantom Wolf Sovereign's sure-kill skill had struck its throat. How could it still roar? This was the most unbelievable thing. Impossible. Did you guys hear that dragon roar? That was from Yi Chen. Yes, it's really him. A blow that can kill a genuine immortal hit his throat. Let alone roar. He probably can't even make sound, right? At this moment, everyone looked at Yi Chen as if they were looking at a demon or a god. Anyway, it was an inexplicable image that terrified them. As the dragon roar shook the air, Yi Chen's body was covered in metallic glaze. These metallic glaze kept covering Yi Chen's body and extended wildly. It even began to cover the Phantom Wolf Sovereign's body. What's this? The Phantom Wolf Sovereign turned pale with fright. He saw that the metallic glaze was constantly covering his sharp blade, arm, and even moving rapidly toward his body. Oh no! He immediately realized that danger was approaching. He tried his best to pull his arm back, but it was useless. All his efforts were in vain. His arm had been completely frozen by the water glaze and could not be pulled back. Phantom Wolf Sovereign, whose doomsday is it now? Yi Chen's voice was very forceful with a rough tone. It was the voice of an ancient god. The ancient god attainment level in his body had already ascended to a 2-star ancient god. The metallic glaze before him was the characteristic of a 2-star ancient god. No matter how serious Yi Chen's body was injured, the metallic glaze would cover the wound and restore his vitality. It could even devour all foreign objects or foreign energy and refine them into ancient god energy. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The metallic glaze flew rapidly and completely entangled the Phantom Wolf Sovereign. No. The Wolf Sovereign struggled vigorously and kept shouting, but no one dared to approach. Even the members of the Wolf Clan did not dare to approach. They looked at the metallic glaze like a primordial beast that could devour everything. This is what you get for defying me, Phantom Wolf Sovereign. As soon as he said that, Sky Serpent moved between the sun and moon behind Yi Chen. Roar! At this moment, Sky Serpent's entire body was covered in metallic glaze scales. The golden light was devastating, but it was extremely ferocious. Crack! Sky Serpent swallowed the Phantom Wolf Sovereign in one gulp. Then there was a terrifying chewing sound. The Phantom Wolf Sovereign's body was covered in metallic glaze and turned into a crispy piece of food like chocolate. Sky Serpent swallowed it and turned it into a part of the ancient god power. This scene was too shocking. Countless combatants were dumbfounded. Chapter 2088. With a cold shout, all of the metallic glass on his body shattered, turning into golden light that flew into the air and disappeared without a trace. Yi Chen looked at the crowd with a chilling smile at the corner of his lips, as if nothing had happened. However, the scene of a true immortal rank combatant like the Phantom Wolf Sovereign being devoured by the Sky Serpent was too shocking. No one could forget it. Now, who else has a problem with yours truly? Is there a problem with me appearing here? He looked at the surrounding experts and asked coldly. No problem, no problem. All the experts of the Beast region bowed respectfully, not daring to show the slightest hint of disobedience. Dong, dong, dong. At this moment, Lung Ying ran forward and knelt on the ground, directly handing over the Golden Eagle Tower's seal and token. With that, the entire Golden Eagle Tower belonged to Yi Chen. Senior Yi, this is a small token of my appreciation. Please don't reject it. All right, since you're so tactful, I'll accept it. Today, I'll pay all the bills. All of you can enter the Golden Eagle restaurant to drink. Great, great. Heavenly Emperor Yi Chen. Heavenly Emperor Yi Chen. Countless combatants from the Beast region chanted Yi Chen's name. This time, they truly admired Yi Chen and were not doing it half-heartedly. News of the Golden Eagle Pavilion quickly spread throughout the entire Western Royal City, attracting the attention of countless forces and experts. The Phantom Wolf Venerable who had died at Yi Chen's hands was the third prince of the Wolf Clan. This time, Yi Chen had used such a brutal method to crush him. This was a huge blow to the Wolf Clan. After all, the Wolf Clan had sent the third prince to the Imperial City to participate in the Beast region's once-in-a-century grand event. The rewards for this grand event were unprecedentedly generous. The winner would even obtain the Beast region's 10,000-year-old treasure, the Beast Emperor Pill. Now that the Phantom Wolf Sovereign had died in Yi Chen's hands, the Wolf Clan had no choice but to urgently send the two princes to take over the Phantom Wolf Sovereign's previous mission. This was a huge risk. After all, if anything happened to these two princes, the Wolf Clan would fall into endless decline. Monitor Yi Chen's whereabouts at all times. This time, not only do we have to obtain the Beast Emperor Pill, but we also have to kill this person and restore the reputation of our Wolf Clan. Yes, second prince. One of the Phantom Wolves nodded slightly and quickly disappeared into the night. The Wolf Clan's second prince, the bloody revered wolf, looked at the Golden Eagle Tower where Yi Chen was with a pair of blood-red eyes, revealing a ferocious expression. He had an extremely close brotherhood with the Phantom Wolf Venerable Lord. When he heard that the phantom wolf venerable lord had died here, he immediately came to seek revenge as soon as possible. However, he did not expect that Yi Chan would obtain the entire Golden Eagle Tower and become the master of the Golden Eagle Tower. Golden Eagle Tower had a great reputation in the Western Imperial City, and the implications were deep. Therefore, blood-bathing Wolf Sovereign didn't act blindly without thinking. But if he didn't take revenge for this grudge, he vowed not to be a wolf. Inside the Golden Eagle Tower, there was singing and dancing as countless combatants laughed heartily. Heavenly Emperor Yi Chan sat on the high seat, like an emperor descending upon the world. Lord Heavenly the Arch, I represent the fierce crocodile clan to salute you. A man covered in scales said to Yi Chan as he held a bowl of wine in his hands. Yi Kwang, please. The person before them was none other than Supremacy Kwang Crocodile, who had participated in the Beast Region's grand meeting. He was also a true immortal. Gulp, gulp. Yi Kwang finished a big bowl in one breath to show his respect for the Heaven Emperor. Yi Chan nodded slightly. Following that, the lifesteal beasts toasted him, and Yi Chan responded to them one by one. After the incident at the Golden Eagle Tower, Yi Chan had killed the Phantom Wolf Sovereign and made a name for himself. Many beasts around the Golden Eagle Tower made a move, wanting to befriend Yi Chan. Many of them offered precious gifts. Yi Kwang, I heard that all of you are here to participate in the Beast Region Convention. What is the highest reward? The Beast Emperor Elixir. Ha! Your Excellency, the Celestial Emperor is right. This Beast Emperor pill is the most precious treasure of the Beast Region. It's condensed from the blood of a 10,000-year-old beast in the most mysterious vein of the Beast Region, the Beast Emperor. It contains the essence of heaven and earth, the divine might of the sun and moon. Whether the body refiner or a cultivator of other powers, it's extremely beneficial. There's such a thing? Very good. Yi Chan's heart leaped with joy. After ascending to a 2-star ancient god, Yi Chan discovered that the body-refining energy that he needed was increasing exponentially. He was worried that he would not be able to replenish it, as there might be some adverse consequences. If he could obtain this Beast Emperor pill, it would be wonderful. What's the Beast Region Grand Assembly? Then there's something to be said. It seems like this gathering is for the Beast Region to select talents and compete in martial arts. But in reality, it's for the betrothal of the Beast Emperor Princess. What betrothal? Yi Chan frowned. He did not expect such a thing to happen. That's right, the betrothal is the main event. Therefore, being able to win first place is one factor. Whether the princess takes a fancy to you or not is another factor. Interesting. Yi Chan smiled slightly. However, his real goal was still the Beast Emperor pill. He must participate in this Beast Region Convention. Your Excellency, the Celestial Emperor, it seems like you're tempted. With your talent and superb cultivation base, you might really be able to do it. Although I'm participating, it's just a change of face. I know my limits, and I know that I can't do it. Yi Kwang laughed. It's okay. The most important thing is to participate. Yi Chan flew up and went straight to the top of the Golden Eagle Tower. He looked at the bright moon in the sky and absorbed the power of the stars. Meanwhile, the people below watched as the Celestial Emperor ascended. They continued to drink. The wine of the Golden Eagle Tower was not just wine. It contained many ferocious beast bone powder and many demonic cores, which were extremely helpful for cultivation. Yi Chan sat cross-legged on the top of the tower. Just as he was about to focus, a sudden demonic energy made his eyes narrow. There's no end to it. He immediately sensed that although the demonic energy was weak, it was related to the werewolf clan. However, Yi Chan was not afraid of their surveillance. Absolute strength gave birth to absolute confidence. After a few days of singing and dancing, the Beast Region ushered in the day of the grand selection. Yi Chan led the people of the Golden Eagle Tower to the selection venue of the Western Imperial City. There were many people gathered. The Imperial City was divided into 4 parts, namely the East, West, South, and North Imperial cities. In each of the 4 Imperial cities, there was a selection venue. Yi Chan was at the selection venue of the Western Imperial City. Everyone, I'm very happy to see the number of people here today. However, I'm afraid many people will be unhappy. On the high platform, an old bearman smiled at the crowd. Old man, what are you talking about? Who will be unhappy? Someone asked from below. It's simple. The more people participate, the more losers there will be. Will those losers be happy? Damn, old man, are you looking down on us? Yes, we're all super powerhouses of our respective tribes. How can we lose this time? Many orc cultivators were very unconvinced. However, at a glance, Yichin saw that they were just a motley crew. Chapter 2089. Whether you're strong or not, we'll know on the battle platform. Each of the 4 imperial cities will select 3 cultivators to participate. Of course, if the princess decides to patrol, it'll be up to her. What does that mean? Someone asked. It's simple. Even if 3 of you win, if Her Highness finds out that none of you are the one she's interested in, you'll all be eliminated. What? Hearing this, everyone was dumbfounded. This was too nonsensical. They had put in so much effort to obtain victory, but in the end, it might be like drawing water with a sieve. Who could accept this? The bearman smiled coldly. It seems you don't have any confidence in yourselves. If that's the case, what's the point of participating? Just go home and sleep. You're looking down on us, old man. How can we not be confident? We're just discussing the rules with you. That's right. We really hope that the princess will patrol directly. If she chooses us, then there's no need to continue the competition. Huh? The so-called experts began to brag in order to ease the awkwardness. However, that wasn't the bearman's concern. He was only a host. His mission was to help the princess choose her Mr. Right. Enough with the nonsense. Beastmen should be wild. Those who want to participate in the competition, get on stage. With that, the old man flew off the battle platform. The experts of the Beast region looked at the battle stage and realized that it was only a platform less than 30 meters wide. There were thousands of people participating in the Grand Assembly. If they wanted to compete on a stage like this, it would be too small. This battle platform is too small. Do you want us to pile up? Hearing this question, the Bearman Elder coldly laughed. Don't question my arrangements again. Otherwise, get lost. What do you think? The Bearman's eyes flashed. Immediately, a bear's might shook the crowd. Anyone who could host the princess groom selection in the imperial city was naturally not an ordinary person. His aura instantly made the cultivators who wanted to cause trouble wilt. Go! Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Very quickly, many experts rushed onto the battle platform. The strange thing was that after they entered the battle platform, they disappeared instantly. When the crowd saw this strange scene, they all revealed a puzzled look. Were they? Someone finally couldn't help but ask. Don't be impatient. They'll show up soon, said the Bearman. The Bearman Elder said. Yichin looked at the battle platform and found that it was actually covered by a layer of formation. The battle platform was not small, and it was very bright because it was another world. He had already noticed that the old man was holding a treasure in his hand. It looked like a small box, but within it was a world. Yichin flew up and entered the space of the battle ring instantly. After a while, everyone finally disappeared from the fighting ring. The old man looked at the cultivators below. No one else ascended to the battle platform. It was obvious that the participants had made their choice. Very well, I'll let you guys watch a good show. With that, the Bearman Elder opened the black box. In an instant, the battle platform turned into a screen of light, and within the screen, thousands of cultivators had entered a bright space. Within this space, there were mountains, ancient trees, rivers, plains, and everything else. It was like a newly created world, causing everyone to feel extremely amazed. I've heard that Beast Kings are born with arcana that allows them to control dimensional energy. It seems like it's true. Beast Kings are existences surpassing the true immortal stage. That is a level that we cannot even imagine. It is only natural for them to possess such a creative ability. Yes, Beast Kings are invincible. The people of the Beast region who were watching from below praised the Beast Kings. At this moment, in the space of the battle platform, Yi Chun looked around. With just a glance, he instantly scanned the cultivators in the entire space. There were more than 3,000 people. This could be said to be a huge scale. With so many people, it was impossible for them to all participate in this grand event. Therefore, the rules were very simple. They would fight savagely and then be eliminated. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Suddenly, waves of powerful energy directly enveloped the entire place. When everyone looked outside, there was already no way out. This made many powerhouses nervous. They were deep in such a strange space. Once they lost the exit, they would be like turtles in a jar, surrounded by danger. Rumble. At this moment, an incomparably huge figure appeared above everyone's heads like a mountain. At a glance, everyone saw that it was the form of the Bearman Elder. Ha ha ha. The Bearman Elder laughed a few times, then said to the crowd, "The place you are in is this old man's box world. It is impossible to leave. Princess Man loves to watch powerhouses fight for her. Only in a life and death situation can that kind of manly spirit be displayed. Therefore, this is your best chance. As long as you are strong, as long as you are fierce, as long as you don't leave any way out, you may be chosen by Princess Man. Ha ha fight. There are no restrictions. The winner is king, survival of the fittest." As soon as the elder finished speaking, almost instantly, painful screams could be heard. The people of the Beast region were fierce and powerful to begin with. Now, in order to obtain a glance from Her Royal Highness, and also for the Beast King pill, they naturally would not hold back. In less than a moment, 100 people had died tragically. Such a chaotic scene instantly caused the atmosphere to freeze and descend into despair and brutality. Many of the orc cultivators who were watching the show outside were glad that they did not act rashly and enter. This was the reason why this grand event did not limit the number of people who could enter. Without absolute ability, it was equivalent to courting death. Looking at the ferocious and murderous orcs around him, Yi-Chun was already on the peak, watching from the sidelines. Ah, motley crew, he sneered in his heart. Facing these idiots, he did not want to waste time. He would let these people kill each other. It would not be too late for him to attack when there was someone worthy. The various powerhouses who had followed him here had now revealed their abilities. One of the ways to win was to work together. Thousands of people were fighting here. To cultivators of their level, fighting alone was no different from courting death. Only by working together would they have a chance of survival. Yi-Chun closed his eyes slightly and sensed the energy aura of the people of the Beast region in the entire environment. He wanted to understand the entire Beast region and prepare to face powerhouses in the future. Therefore, he must deeply understand the mechanism of the Beast power. This time, a large amount of sample information entered Yi-Chun's demon eye and was quickly analyzed in the ancient god space. Yi-Chun's actions quickly attracted the Bearman Elder's attention. This person can actually ascend to the peak without anyone noticing. His cultivation base is extraordinary. Chapter 2090. Yi-Chun had used the breath concealment technique to completely seal his aura and become one with the environment. This way, the crowd lost all information about him, as if he did not exist. The battle below grew more intense. Not only were the combatants from the Golden Eagle Tower teaming up, but the people from other restaurants and factions were also joining forces. Those without a faction or faction became their prey. Roar! Beastly roars rang out continuously. The bloody smell of cutting, tearing, and tearing filled the entire space. In this banquet, only the strong had a foothold. The weak could only become food. As the battle progressed, the bestial instincts of many Beast region combatants erupted. Under the control of their primal desires, they began to devour the cultivators around them. I never thought that Her Highness would be so cruel when looking for Langjun. These are super combatants from many factions. Among them are people from powerful families. Many of them are princes and heirs of their clans. This is too much. Violence has become the most primitive form of battle. This is too crazy. The crowd discussed animatedly. However, the Bearman Elder only smiled coldly at the scene of casualties. He did not say anything else. It was clear that these people's deaths were nothing to him. In fact, he had even tacitly agreed to it. The Bearman Elder's abnormal behavior made Yi-Chun reconsider this battle. Within the Imperial City, All the major powers were deeply entwined. Many of them were so arrogant and despotic that they didn't even put the guards of the imperial city in their eyes. There had been many murders near the Golden Eagle Tower. It was evident that even the Beast King might not be able to intimidate these deep-rooted major powers. In that case, this banquet might be a pretense. It was a method used by the Beast King to eliminate dissidents. Many combatants were descendants of famous families. Their deaths would be a great loss to these sects and factions. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Suddenly, a group of figures appeared below the battle platform. The Bearman Elder. A cold voice rang out. The Bearman Elder looked at the newcomers. They were a group of elders from various major sections. "Ha! Why are you here, elders?" the elder asked with a smile. You designed this battle platform so that our disciples would fight and even risk their lives. We've suffered heavy losses." "That's right. That's not what was said before." "Old Bearman, what is the Beast King trying to do?" Several true immortal elders stepped forward to question the old man. Their attitudes were ferocious, and they did not place the old man before them in their eyes at all. In fact, they even targeted the Beast King directly. The old man sneered. "This is Princess Man Ur's groom selection. The princess has always been the Beast King's favorite daughter. Don't you guys know her temper? This rule was set by the princess. Since you dare to come, you should bear the risk, right?" Several elders revealed looks of anger. This was obviously the old man's excuse. "Don't say too much. Elders, just wait and see. Soon, Julie will be done." The Beast King is so unreasonable and wants to harm the interests of our clan. Do you know the consequences? Are you going to rebel? The Bearman Elder's eyes shone with a cold golden light as he stared at the elders in front of him. He used to be a royal guard and was very loyal to the Beast King's bloodline. If someone went too far, he would not let them off. The elders all knew the strength of the person in front of them, so they did not dare to act rashly. They only revealed extremely dissatisfied expressions. On the battlefield, many combatants had already fought until the sky was dark. As time passed, the Beast Tribe's murderous nature became more apparent, and the battles became more intense. Heirs of major factions were killed and injured. Everything before him, whether it was the battle situation or the open and secret fights between the elders and the Bearman Elder, entered Yi Chen's ears and eyes. Then he gathered them into the ancient god space. The Beast region is indeed turbulent. Those fellows must be up to something. Yi Chen thought of the evil spirits again. Not only were the evil spirits powerful, but they were also sinister and cunning. They were good at using others. Therefore, they must have infiltrated the major factions of the underworld realm. As the battle below became more intense, Yi Chen kept absorbing the bloody aura. Beast energy is powerful indeed. It's very beneficial for my body-tempering cultivation. Yi Chen began to absorb the vital energy frantically and then entered the ancient god space to refine it. He soon realized that using this energy to temper his body was much better than using other elemental energies. This made him even more certain of the Beast Emperor Pill's effects. He had to get it. At this moment, the elders who were watching the battle saw Yi Chen at the same time and revealed looks of anger. How can this person sit back and relax? Bearman Elder, what's going on? This person's cultivation base is extraordinary and he's quick-witted. Since no one on the battle platform noticed him, what else can we say? The elder replied with a smile. It can be said that our disciples are fighting with their lives on the line, but he can just watch from the sidelines. How despicable. Yes, this person deserves to die. Many elders were targeting Yi Chen, but they could only roar helplessly. After absorbing enough power of the beast blood, Yi Chen suddenly opened his eyes. Waves of vital energy circulated in his body, turning his eyes blood red. A powerful murderous intent drove Yi Chen into a state of madness. Is this the power of the beast blood? The corner of Yi Chen's lips curled up slightly. He had obtained the information he wanted. Now, the game began. Swish, swish, swish. A blood-red figure instantly passed through the battlefield. Sword and saber flashes were unguarded. Swish, swish, swish. In a single exchange, 3 combatants were instantly beheaded. They did not even have the chance to scream before they were cut up by the immortal slaying flying saber. Master, I haven't been so excited in a long time. This time, I'll kill to my heart's content. Immortal slaying flying saber, I won't let you be alone this time. Come out together. As he spoke, Yi Chun released the Heavenly Emperor's sword, Emperor Brush, Night Demon armor, and other divine weapons. He then let them fight freely. Ha ha ha! The divine weapons laughed domineeringly and entered the battle. The immortal slaying flying saber's illusions overlapped, and instantly, countless saber gleams slashed at the jumble. Emperor Brush hovered in the air, as if it had divine help. Countless words evolved on their own. In an instant, the surrounding battlefield entered the formation. The Night Demon armor charged wildly in an incomparably barbaric manner, constantly absorbing the vital energy around it to repair its flaws. The Heavenly Emperor's sword led the troops and hovered before Yi Chun. Sword energy soared into the sky, and blood splattered on the ground. On the blood-red battlefield, Yi Chun strolled leisurely with his hands behind his back. His divine consciousness controlled the divine weapons and killed mercilessly. Blood flowed like a river under Yi Chun's feet. His body slowly hovered in the air as a black lotus bloomed under his feet. The god of slaughter had arrived. Chapter 2091. This brat isn't from our beast region. Kill him first. Finally, under Yi Chun's domineering slaughter, many of the beast region combatants could not stand it anymore. Someone jumped out and tried to deceive everyone and target Yi Chun. Everyone had sensed how terrifying Yi Chun was, so they jumped out to target him. He's massacring our beast region. He's simply putting us in his eyes. That's right. This person is extremely arrogant. He deserves to die. Let's tear this guy apart first, then we'll fight. Many powerhouses formed a temporary alliance and joined forces to fight Yi Chun. Yi Chun walked to the front of the crowd and did not panic at all. He said with a smile, "It was your fear that brought you together, but don't think that you'll be safe just because of that. Before I, an emperor, forming an alliance was the stupidest way to go." How arrogant. Eat him up. A voice rang out. Everyone looked over and saw that it was an expert from the Wolfman tribe. This person was the second prince of the Wolfman tribe, the Wolfang King. Everyone turned to look at him, their faces filled with joy. It's the Wolfang King. I heard that the Wolfang King has already broken through to the pinnacle of the true immortal stage. Is that true? An expert stepped forward and asked cautiously, do you really not know how to feel it yourself? Suddenly, the Wolfang King's eyes shone with a blood-red light. In an instant, its sharp claws swept out, its power soaring to the heavens, and the person in front of it was instantly beheaded. This action skipped over cruelty and ruthlessness, causing everyone to reveal looks of horror. Hoo. At the same time, waves of killing intent descended. This pressure was even above that of the Wolfang King, causing everyone to sigh in amazement. They turned around and saw that it was a wolf. No way, it's the blood-bathed wolf sovereign. This person is the crown prince of the wolf clan. I didn't expect him to appear here with the Wolfang King. I didn't see them before. Looks like they hid on purpose. Only now did everyone understand that there was actually such an expert from the Western Imperial City that had entered the competition grounds. It seemed that they were all prey to someone else. It was just that they did not know. Yi Chun smirked lightly as he looked at the 2 wolves before him. Looks like you guys are the brothers of the Phantom Wolf Sovereign. Since you know, why don't you kneel and accept your death? The Wolfang King shouted coldly. Yi Chun merely laughed maniacally when he heard that. He did not expect the Wolf Clan to be a bunch of conceited and violent trash. He slowly looked towards the Wolfang King, and a formless killing intent instantly assaulted him. The Wolfang King felt an extremely strong mental attack in his head. It was as if he was looking at a god high up in the sky. That kind of strong suppression made him almost unable to breathe. For a moment, he broke out in cold sweat, and his body felt a little weak. He looked around, his eyes filled with terror. Cold sweat dripped from his forehead, and he was at a loss for what to do. Many powerhouses were puzzled when they saw the Wolf Fang King behaving like this. What had happened to him? Why was he so flustered after just one glance at Yi Chun? Wolf Fang King. It was only when the bloody wolf sovereign shouted that the Wolf Fang King woke up from his shock and looked at the bloody wolf sovereign. What's going on? You're in such a sorry state in front of so many people. What's with your expression just now? Blood-bathing wolf sovereign said angrily. Big brother, something's wrong. This brat's body is hiding an extremely strong killing intent. Just now, he used his spiritual force to control the killing intent to invade my brain. I was almost controlled by him. The Wolf Fang King said. There's such a thing. The bloody wolf sovereign didn't really believe the Wolf Fang King's words. He walked to the front of the crowd and locked his eyes on Yi Chun. Brat, you kill my second brother, the Phantom Wolf Sovereign. How do you think I should deal with you? The bloody wolf sovereign looked at Yi Chun and sneered as if everything was under his control. He was looking at Yi Chun like a dead man. However, he couldn't feel that Yi Chun was also looking at him like a dead man. Deal with me? That depends on what you're capable of. You're courting death. The bloody wolf sovereign revealed a ferocious look. However, as the crown prince, he would lose face if he attacked Yi Chun directly. After all, he was a peak true immortal. For someone who had just entered the itinerant immortal stage, it was an insurmountable existence. He didn't want others to say that he killed Yi Chun. In that case, revenge would be meaningless. Humph! Whoever kills this person will be a friend of the Wolf Clan. I guarantee that you'll be fine in this battle. The bloody wolf sovereign sneered and said to the many powerhouses. The crowd looked at each other, thinking about whether to accept such an invitation. After all, Yi Chun had killed many powerhouses before. His strength was obvious to all. Although his cultivation base wasn't high, his strength was definitely not low. To face him head-on, one would need to be extremely powerful. Huh? Seeing that the crowd didn't respond, the bloody wolf sovereign revealed a furious look. As the crown prince of a tribe, he couldn't even order these people around. Or was it that Yi Chun's prestige was above his? Since you won't do anything, don't blame me for being ruthless. Wolf Fang King, kill. Yes, big brother. The Wolf Fang King revealed a ferocious look. He licked his lips, revealing a bloodthirsty look. He slowly walked toward the few powerhouses who didn't move, revealing his white, sharp teeth. He sneered twice, then waved his sharp claws. In an instant, the powerhouse's limbs were cut off. Cries of pain resounded throughout the area. Hundreds of powerhouses were shocked. They looked at the Wolf Clan brothers before them. They were simply demons, but they could not fight such a violent demon. If they wanted to survive before him, they had to face Yi Chun. The Wolf Clan brothers were all true immortal stage powerhouses. Gradually, many people began to target Yi Chun. After all, there was still hope if they faced Yi Chun. Facing the Wolf Clan brothers was a path to death. How many lives has this person killed in the Beast region? Kill him. Yes, kill him. Many people targeted Yi Chun, making him their prey. Seeing this scene, the Wolf Clan brothers sneered. If they could kill Yi Chun without bloodshed, this was the ending they wanted to see the most. Attack. Yes. Many powerhouses attacked one after another, surrounding Yi Chun in the middle. Waves of beast energy circulated. They wanted to rely on everyone's beast energy to crush Yi Chun. Rumble. Shocking sounds came from the surrounding space. Vigorous beast energy flowed through the space. Yi Chun had been cultivating above and sensed the beast energy before him. Since you call yourselves beast region powerhouses, then let me see how your beast energy cultivation is like. Boasting? Who do you think you are? You're an outsider, and you dare to compete with us in beast energy? What do you think? Yi Chun locked his cold gaze on that person, causing him to instantly enter a nervous state. Chapter 2092. The man raised his head and looked at Yi Chun. He felt very weak, and a trace of fear appeared on his face. However, Yi Chun was a human, and they were in the beast region. He had the advantage of time and place. If he could kill Yi Chun here, it would be for the best. Moreover, Yi Chun seemed to want to compete with him in beast power. This was the most unwise choice. If he attacked this way, There might be an unexpected surprise. The man sneered and walked forward. He knew that Yi Chun was extremely arrogant. As long as he proposed to compete in beast power, he would definitely agree. Yi Chun, I'll compete with you in beast power. I'll let you know how powerful the people of the beast region are. No problem. What? The man frowned, looking puzzled. Although he thought that Yi Chun might agree, he did not expect it to be so absolute and simple. He looked at Yi Chun carefully. Yi Chun did not look like he could use beast power. Beast power was a power that only people of the beast region could use naturally. Yi Chun was only a human. How could he use it? Not only could he not use it, but forcefully using it would also cause great damage to his meridians and even cripple him. Why, is there a problem? Yi Chun asked. No problem, The man smiled sinisterly. Since Yi Chun agreed to fight with beast power, he had no reason to refuse. Many beast region combatants smiled proudly. They were waiting to see Yi Chun's show. The Bloody Wolf Sovereign and the Wolfong King sat on a tall rock and looked down at the battlefield. They were waiting for Yi Chun's death. However, they wanted to end Yi Chun with their own hands. Only then could they take revenge. On the battlefield below, Yi Chun was facing a raging Bull Clan combatant. His muscles were firm as if they were carved by a knife. His powerful strength could shake the peak. At the same time, he cultivated the Vajra beast power. It was extremely violent, and killing his opponent was common. Brat, you're lucky to be able to die by my hands. That's because my strength is something you can't even imagine. As long as I crush you, I'll kill you instantly, and you won't feel too much pain. What do you say? Do you want to thank me? Yi Chun smiled coldly at the provocation of the raging Bull Clan cultivator, and did not respond. He had absorbed a lot of experience and energy from the bloody battles with the orcs. This time, he would use the person before him as a test subject. Barbaric Bull Beast Power. That person shouted angrily, and blood-colored cyclones burst out from his body. These cyclones were the manifestation of the barbarian bull's beast power. Yi Chun looked at the form of the raging bull's beast energy and observed it carefully. He wanted to compare it with the beast energy that he had comprehended before and see if there were any differences between the raging bull's beast energy and other beast energies. He hoped to see a surprise. However, apart from being strong and violent, there seemed to be nothing noteworthy about the raging bull's beast energy. Soon, Yi Chun lost interest. The consequences of losing interest were very serious. Use your strongest attack, Yi Chun said coldly. The strongest attack? Brat, you've only just entered the loose immortal stage. I'm a true immortal, someone who has truly grasped the laws of immortal force. The laws of pre-celestial force fused with the power of beasts. This is the most perfect destructive power. Do you think I need to use my full strength to kill you? Boring dialogue. You're wasting my time. Perhaps you're not the opponent I'm looking for. Go to hell, trash. The raging bull cultivator laughed a few times and suddenly unleashed an extremely strong beast energy. A condensed image of a raging bull appeared behind him. It kept stomping its hooves as if it wanted to crush everything in front of it. Come on. Yi Chun activated the beast energy in his body at the same time. His beast energy was very special. It was not a specific beast energy, but a fusion of many powerful attributes. This was because the beast energy that Yi Chun cultivated was comprehended from the battles of many powerhouses. At the same time, it was integrated with the heavenly Tao system, so naturally, it was the evolved version. Sensing the fluctuations of the beast energy before them, many people with discerning eyes were puzzled. They could really feel the beast energy from Yi Chun's body, which was somewhat acceptable. After all, whether Yi Chun was apprenticed to a master after entering the beast region or how long he had been in the beast region was unknown. Therefore, it made sense that he used a certain type of beast energy, but it was difficult to explain the fusion of beast energy. To integrate so many beast energies, not only did one need an unparalleled foundation, but one also needed an extremely strong understanding and integration ability. This was a nightmare for an loose immortal. Absolutely no one could do it. This brat is really using beast energy. Moreover, this beast energy is so strange and complicated. We've seen it before. Many other powerhouses also noticed this problem. They looked at Yi Chun with doubt in their eyes. They want to know what kind of power Yi Chun was using. Impossible. The Raging Bull cultivator revealed a shocked expression. His Raging Bull beast energy was pure and fierce. It would not lose to Yi Chun. Raging Bullhorn slash. He shouted angrily, and endless blood-colored energy exploded from his meridians. This energy condensed on the feet of the Raging Bull silhouette behind him, and the Raging Bull silhouette attacked Yi Chun in a frenzy. It was his most powerful killing move. Vajra Shield. Suddenly, the scene of the giant ape-orc unleashing its divinity appeared in Yi Chun's mind. He obtained a result after analyzing it with the ancient god system in his head. Based on the result in his head, he accurately replicated the Vajra shield that the giant ape-orc used earlier. Rumble! An incomparably huge Vajra shield instantly condensed and stood in front of him. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The Raging Bullhorn slash arrived in front of Yi Chun with a buzzing sound in the air. This sure-kill attack stopped in its tracks when it encountered the Vajra shield. Roar! The Raging Bull roared angrily, but the huge dark arm on the other side raised a huge beast shield and forcefully suppressed the Raging Bullhorn slash. No, impossible. The Raging Bull cultivator kept roaring. He did not believe that his true immortal strength could not even deal with Yi Chun, especially when Yi Chun was using beast energy to fight him. True immortal enlightenment. Raging Bullhorn slash. This time, he staked everything on one throw and used his most powerful attack. At the same time, it was an assassination. Dong, dong, dong. Many Raging Bull silhouettes appeared behind him. These silhouettes were all identical, and ordinary people would not be able to tell the difference. The Raging Bull cultivator used this to launch a killing attack. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. His figure flew rapidly and continuously shuttled through the space. It seemed that there were Raging Bull silhouettes everywhere. Such shocking speed shocked many Beast region powerhouses. How did a Raging Bull with such a huge body do it? Chapter 2093. In the demonic eye, Yi Chun saw the true trajectory of the bull cultivator's movements. Kill! Yi Chun took a step and moved instantly like a meteor between heaven and earth. Flames surrounded his body, burning the airflow in the surrounding space. The airflow went berserk, spinning countless times and sending sand and stones flying. Clang! However, with a clang, Yi Chun's hand had already grabbed the bull cultivator's shoulder. What? The barbaric bull cultivator turned pale with fright. No one could see through his barbaric bull phantom kill, but Yi Chun had accurately found his true body. What was going on? Before he could figure out the situation, he saw a flying dagger move at lightning speed and had already slashed his throat. This swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Fresh blood gushed out continuously, dyeing the ground beneath his feet red. All of the illusory clones of the bull cultivator had disappeared at this moment. His real body appeared before everyone. Meanwhile, Yi Chun stood behind his clone with his hands behind his back, looking carefree and at ease. What? While everyone was shocked, the bull cultivator fell to the ground. Such a shocking action shocked everyone present. After the bull cultivator fell to the ground, Yi Chun walked up and released the heavenly snake. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Countless vital energy and blood in the bull cultivator's body were all devoured by the heavenly snake. Soon, the bull cultivator turned into a dried corpse. His distorted face and skeleton-like body shocked everyone present. At the back, the Raging Bull tribe members were dumbfounded when they saw this scene. He devoured the bull cultivator. That's too terrifying. Many powerhouses looked at Yi Chun as if they had seen a demon. Who would dare to block such power? Kill! At this moment, a few beast powerhouses suddenly appeared behind Yi Chun. Each of them held a dagger in their hands, clearly trying to sneak an attack on Yi Chun. Roar! Just when those cultivators were about to approach Yi Chun, the heavenly snake roared and endless blood rain rushed toward those cultivators. Suddenly, a blood-colored barrier appeared, forcing those cultivators to stop in their tracks. "You want to sneak an attack on me? Die." Yi-Chun was furious. Electricity shot out of his eyes, and the heavenly snake around him evolved into 8 heads, rushing toward those cultivators in a frenzy. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Their mouths were filled with sharp fangs, and they bit down on the cultivators' shoulders, necks, and bodies, devouring them. Chi, chi, chi. Blood flowed freely. Without any ability to resist, those cultivators were also sucked dry by the heavenly snake. Ha ha! Sky Snake let out a bewitching laugh, causing the hearts of the surrounding people to tremble even more. They did not expect that this heavenly snake could actually make human sounds. Could it be that it had become a spirit? This scene enraged the blood-soaked wolf sovereign and the wolf fawn king. They had hoped to see Yi-Chun on the brink of death before their eyes, and then deal him a fatal blow. Now, not only was Yi-Chun fine, but he had even humiliated a beast region combatant. This was not an outcome they wanted to see. Everyone made way for bloody bathing wolf sovereign and wolf fawn king. Yi-Chun was so powerful that only the two of them could fight him. Ha! Blood-bathing wolf sovereign, wolf fawn king, I think it's best if you don't make a fool of yourselves. Senior Yi is the venerable one of the Western region's Imperial City competition. Yes, Senior Yi's strength is not something you can imagine. Kneel and admit defeat immediately. Seeing Yi-Chun display his extraordinary strength, the many combatants of the Golden Eagle Tower who had followed, Yi-Chun stepped forward and shouted. This made many other beast power cultivators very unhappy, but no one dared to move. "You trash. Submitting to Yi-Chun is a disgrace to the beast region," the wolf fawn king said. "Ha ha! Senior Yi allowed us to live and eat in the Golden Eagle Tower. He even taught us cultivation methods. How can we not repay such a great favor? Wolf Fawn King, for the death of your brother, you're pestering Senior Yi. Do you know how your brother died? Say what? Your brother was arrogant and despotic. He did not take Senior Yi seriously. Death is a given. Yes, death is a given." Many customers of the Golden Eagle Tower shouted one after another. Yi-Chun's flourishing formation. At this moment, Yi-Chun's reputation was even more resounding. He had already become the most powerful person in the Western Imperial City. This put the blood-soaked Wolf Sovereign and the Wolf Fawn King on the spot. They were the elites of the Wolf Clan kings. They had been suppressed by Yi-Chun to such an extent. They must take revenge. "Big brother, let me kill these trash. Don't be anxious." The blood-soaked Wolf Sovereign stepped forward and looked at the crowd. "Everyone, my brothers are here. Don't be afraid. I, the blood-soaked Wolf Sovereign, swear that everyone who kills these Beast Clan traitors will be rewarded with a year's worth of bright stone tribute." A year's worth of bright stone tribute. Hearing this, many experts were tempted. This was too tempting. A year's worth of bright stone offerings could allow their cultivation to improve greatly, even breaking through to the next level. Such an opportunity was something that no cultivator would want to give up. Is my big brother wrong? If you kill these traitors, we'll naturally take care of Yi-Chun. Well, many beast powerhouses began to think and judge. The matter they were weighing was very simple. It was the comparison of Yi-Chun and the Wolf King brothers' strength. In their opinion, on the surface, the Wolf Clan brothers clearly had a great advantage. After all, their cultivation bases were high-level true immortals. The blood-soaked Wolf Sovereign had even reached peak true immortal stage. Although Yi-Chun had killed the Raging Bull cultivator, his cultivation base was only at itinerant immortal stage. Moreover, he had just become an itinerant immortal. His cultivation base must be unstable. He could not be a match for the Wolf Clan brothers. Many people had the same thought. After hearing the Wolf Sovereign's reward, they all attacked. They looked at each other and nodded to each other. Then, they came before the people from the Golden Eagle Tower. "You beasts are bowing to a human and calling him senior. Don't you have any shame? Kneel and accept your death now. Save yourself the pain." "Yes, kneel and accept your death." Many beast powerhouses shouted at those people. "Ha ha! Since we obey Senior Yi, isn't it a joke to ask us to kneel and accept our death?" If you want to fight, let's fight. Why should we be afraid of you? The people from the Golden Eagle Tower were also people who had lived on the edge of a knife. They threw off their airs and were ready to fight. Yi Chun was delighted when he saw this scene. He had thought that these drunkards from the Golden Eagle Tower were unreliable. He did not expect them to really fight these powerhouses for him. This was a form of repayment. Swish, swish, swish. The beast powerhouses attacked one after another and charged toward Yi Chun. The powerhouses from the Golden Eagle Tower attacked at the same time. The scene was chaotic, and everyone entered a chaotic battle. The sound of killing rang out, and the world dimmed. Blood filled the air, and skeletons piled up into mountains. Before the great battle, no one was spared. What's wrong with these people? They're really working for Yi Chun. The Wolf King said in confusion. It seems that this brat has great influence. If we don't get rid of him, not only will we not be able to avenge our brothers, but it will also affect our future. Chapter 2094. Many Golden Eagle Tower combatants stood up for Yi Chun and listened to his commands. This way, Yi Chun's reputation rose once again, and his influence in the Beast region gradually increased. This made the Wolf Clan brothers feel threatened. Originally, the Wolf Clan was still a major force in the Western Imperial City. They found it difficult to accept that an outsider could cause such a huge commotion here. Everyone, the Wolf Clan's reward will be delivered. Kill these traitors immediately. Yes, more and more experts joined the battle. The Golden Eagle Tower's experts gradually fell into a disadvantageous position, suffering heavy casualties. Yi Chun was not in a hurry to attack. He wanted to see the loyalty of these people from the Beast region. Seeing that the chaotic battle was gradually falling into a disadvantage, the Golden Eagle Tower combatants all came to Yi Chun's side. Senior Yi, we've sworn to resist to the death, but we can't hold on any longer. That's right, Senior Yi. The Wolf Clan brothers are going to kill us. Senior Yi, what should we do? Many combatants stepped forward and waited for Yi Chun's instructions. Move aside. Yes. When everyone saw Yi Chun walking forward, they all revealed joyful expressions and made way for him. At this moment, the Beast region combatants who were pursuing Yi Chun had arrived. Yi Chun, are you finally going to attack? Unfortunately, we're not trash from the Raging Bull clan. If we kill you, the Wolf Lord will be rewarded greatly. As long as we kill Yi Chun, the reward we'll receive will not be as simple as a year's tribute. This brat is a great prize. Kill him. Outside the battlefield, the people from the major forces all looked at Yi Chun. They wanted to see if this brat could continue to maintain the miracle. Among them, the elders of the major forces had extremely strong killing intent in their eyes. Regardless of whether Yi Chun won or lost, they would take his life after the battle began. Within the barrier of the battlefield, Yi Chun faced dozens of Beast region combatants alone. These were all elite cultivators who had survived the battle. Their abilities were generally high. To the crowd, it was clearly unrealistic for one person to fight so many combatants alone. Although this person created a miracle by killing the Raging Bull cultivators and so many assassins, I think he's finished this time. That's right. He's facing so many true immortal combatants alone. I think he'll most likely die. What's the point of a foreigner like him being so arrogant? In the end, he'll still die at the hands of experts from the Beast region. Many people from the Beast region were unhappy with Yi Chun and wanted to see him defeated. However, on the battlefield, strength spoke louder than words. No matter what one's thoughts were, one had to look at the results first. Yi Chun glanced at the dozens of combatants and smirked. The combatants, on the other hand, looked enraged. Their aura was so strong that they thought Yi Chun's legs should have turned to jelly and then kneel on the ground to beg for mercy. However, all they saw was Yi Chun's disdainful smile. With this attitude, did he think they were trash? Trash, prepared to die. Yi Chun's first sentence caused those people to explode. He really thought that they were trash, and even said it out loud. Yi Chun's words showed that he did not treat them as humans. Damn it! An expert from the wolf race roared out in rage. In order to display his strength and gain the favor of the bloody bathing wolf sovereign, this person acted first, wanting to take the lead. So. This combatant's figure was extremely fast. With every step he took, he would leave an afterimage in the air, making it impossible for anyone to see his true location. This method had been used by the Raging Bull cultivator before, and he was much stronger than this person. Therefore, it was too ridiculous to use this method to ambush Ichun. Ichun even closed his eyes slightly. He did not take the wolf race in front of him seriously at all. Die, Ichun! The wolf race flew up and moved his claws. In an instant, countless wolf claws rushed out like raindrops. This was the extreme speed. He wanted to rely on the fastest attack to assassinate Yi Chun before his defense was formed. Such a strategy was feasible on its own, and it was even surprising. However, before Yi Chun, any variables were nothing. Night Demon Armor. With a summon, the Night Demon Armor, which had drunk blood, increased its strength greatly. At this moment, it flew out and directly stood in front of Yi Chun. Clang, clang, clang. The sharp claws continuously bombarded the Night Demon Armor, but they could not cause any damage at all. Ha ha! Try your best to attack, trash. I have to perform well in front of Master. The Night Demon Armor shouted while laughing. You bastard, I'm going to tear you apart. Seeing that he could not break through the Night Demon Armor, the wolf race was instantly enraged. Immortal power and laws circulated on his claws, and a layer of blood-red light appeared. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. This blood-red light greatly increased the penetrating energy of the claws, even increasing the energy by more than 10 times. Kill! The wolf race powerhouse attacked again. This time, he was determined to tear the Night Demon Armor in front of him. Good timing. Seeing the other party's aggressive momentum, the Night Demon Armor appeared at the same time. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. On the armor, countless electric lights appeared. At the same time, a ball of flame was burning behind him. Kill! The wolf race powerhouse had arrived, and the Night Demon Armor was naturally fully prepared. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. A huge ball of electric light was the first to move. Instantly, thunder and lightning flashed between heaven and earth. The wind and clouds surged, and space cracked. The wolf race powerhouse was hit by such an impact, and his body became unsteady. His mind was in a daze. Like a madman, he waved his claws in midair and attacked randomly. The Night Demon Armor flew up and instantly turned into 5 figures. Each figure was covered in a layer of lightning. At the same time, the 5 elemental flames appeared behind him, and they were aimed at the wolf race powerhouse. Kaboom! The sound of thunder was like a signal to fire. The 5 Night Demon Armors fired at the same time. Huff, huff, huff! Flames burned the sky. Fire Dragon destroyed the world. Balls of flame power merged into one point, and the 5 elemental divine flames gathered in the air with great destructive power and concentrated their attack. Huff, huff, huff! The wind raged, and the flames surged. The sky split, and the earth shook. Oh no, the werewolf expert's ambition had been completely incinerated. In the end, he turned into ashes and disappeared with the smoke. Just a single treasure was enough to kill a true immortal. Just how strong was this person? Now, everyone was looking at Yi Chun with fear in their eyes. Even many people from the Wolf Clan were the same. This made the Wolf King and the Wolf Sovereign furious. Initially, they did not want to fight head-on. They wanted these people to defeat Yi Chun and then kill him with their own hands. However, at that moment, they seemed to understand that they could not count on these trash at all. If they wanted to defeat Yi Chun, they had to do it themselves. Chapter 2095. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The 5 Night Demon Armors gathered in one direction, returning to their true bodies. Master, how did you do this time? I barely passed. No way. You only barely passed after being so cool? Don't be arrogant. After Yi Chun finished speaking, he put away the Night Demon Armor and looked coldly at the Bloody Wolf Sovereign and the Wolf Fang King. It was time to take care of these two. The Wolf Fang King also glared at Yi Chun fiercely like an extremely cold hunter who had locked onto his prey. However, he did not know that in the eyes of his opponent, he was also prey. Thud, thud. The Wolf Fang King flew up like a mountain falling to the ground, creating 2 huge pits on the ground. Majestic beast energy shook the surroundings. All the beast cultivators retreated, looking at the Wolf Fang King as if they were looking at a brutal monster. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Gusts of foul wind blew in Yi Chen's direction. Many of the Golden Eagle Tower's combatants behind Yi Chen looked terrified. There were nothing in front of the Wolf Fang King. Their previous cheering had completely disappeared. The surrounding cultivators did not dare to be from the Golden Eagle Tower or other major forces. They all retreated hundreds of meters because the Wolf Fang King's aura was too powerful. He would kill anyone who stood in his way. Hee, Yi Chen, do you really think you're invincible just because you defeated a few small fries? The Wolf Fang King revealed a bloodthirsty smile and said to Yi Chen in a strange voice, Wolf Fang King, does that mean I'll become famous after killing you? Yi Chen asked. Kill me? Ha 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 ha. He kept laughing maniacally as if he had heard the greatest joke. Following that, he looked at Yi Chen viciously. Wild murderous intent continued to erupt. He wanted to completely suppress Yi Chen like how he suppressed the other orcs. He wanted them to submit completely and tremble in fear. However, he soon realized that all his murderous intent automatically dissipated when it came within 3 meters of Yi Chen. It could not go any further. It was difficult to understand. He sensed that there was no powerful defensive energy around Yi Chen. He could not understand what was going on. This phenomenon stirred the Wolf Fang King's heart. The unknown was the most terrifying. The murderous intent was all devoured by the Heavenly Serpent. However, the Heavenly Serpent's power had merged with Yi Chen, so he could not see it clearly. Kill. The Wolf Fang King knew that he couldn't show the slightest bit of emotion. Otherwise, everyone would be able to tell that no matter how strong the people here were, they were all experts of the beast region. So. The Wolf Fang King used the phantom technique. Of course, he knew that this method could not fool Yi Chen. However, this was a trap he had set for Yi Chen. As long as Yi Chen dealt with him the same way he dealt with the Phantom Wolf Sovereign, he would succeed. When Yi Chen saw the Wolf Fang King's actions, he found it strange as well. The Wolf Fang King clearly knew that this illusion spell would not work at all, yet he continued to use it. Even a fool would know that this was a trap. No matter what schemes you have, Wolf Fang King, you no longer have a path forward against this emperor. Yi Chen thought to himself coldly. Subsequently, the immortal slaying light appeared in Yi Chen's hand again. 2 tiny flying daggers gradually formed. Whoosh whoosh. Following that, 2 beams of light flew out at high speed. At the same time, Yi Chen's figure sprinted toward the Wolf Fang King's body. He die. The Wolf Fang King sneered and used his sharp claws to take the life. Clang, clang, clang. The sharp claws and Yi Chen's sword chi collided several times in the air. Following that, the Wolf Fang King's figure instantly disappeared before their eyes. The Wolf Fang King has disappeared, shouted an expert of the beast region. Soon, even more people realized the problem. They'd been staring fixedly at the battlefield, but the Fang's king had disappeared before their very eyes. It was as if he'd slipped into a different dimension and vanished without a trace. Yi Chen stood alone on the battlefield with his eyes closed. The airflow around him instantly became turbulent. It was clear that in this silent space and time, the Wolf Fang King had never stopped his movements. Instead, he had used some kind of secret technique to cover everyone's eyes. Hiss, hiss, hiss. Divine light slowly appeared in Yi Chen's eyes. When Yi Chen opened his eyes again, it was the moment the Wolf Fang King launched his ultimate technique. Ha, Yi Chen die. At this moment, the Wolf Fang King suddenly appeared behind Yi Chen. Following that, his scarlet claws emitted an extremely bright light, tearing everything apart. The majestic power caused heaven and earth to change drastically. The wind and clouds surged, blocking the sunlight. Sand and pebbles flew, obliterating vision. No one could see the Wolf Fang King's figure anymore. It seemed to have merged with the entire environment. There was only a huge wolf silhouette that rushed out of the dark storm, heading straight for Yi Chen. An illusion. Yi Chen could tell at a glance that the huge wolf silhouette before him was not the real killer move. The Wolf Fang King might seem arrogant, but he was actually extremely sinister. His fighting style was completely different from the Phantom Wolf Sovereign and the other Beastmen cultivators. He was the most sinister and evil hunter, and he would use the most unexpected method to end his prey's life. Unfortunately, he had encountered Yi Chun. This person looked young, but in reality, he already had hundreds of thousands of years of battle experience. The body of a heavenly emperor. Roar! The gigantic wolf silhouette in the sky opened its mouth and charged toward Yi Chun. It was about to devour Yi Chun's body. However, everyone saw that Yi Chun did not move at all. It was as if he was going to die. Such a response was too strange. No one knew what was going on. Whoosh, whoosh. Just when the huge wolf silhouette was about to devour Yi Chun completely, two green flashes appeared in the dimensional storm. Following that, everything became still. The wolf silhouette condensed in the sky and did not move. What happened? Everyone was stunned. No one saw what exactly happened. They only saw the huge wolf silhouette that was burning with murderous intent condense in the sky. Wolf Fong King. However, the bloody wolf sovereign's expression changed drastically. He screamed the Wolf Fong King's name, as if the Wolf Fong King had suffered a fatal injury. Everyone was even more confused. Looking back at the battlefield, they realized that the killing tempest from before had completely dissipated, and the giant wolf was nowhere to be seen. The only thing that remained were two beams of green light stabbing into the neck of a shadowy figure. This shadowy figure was none other than the Wolf Fong King. Yi Chun, how did you know? Do I need to explain to an idiot like you? Go in peace. Yi Chun turned around suddenly. The green flashes on the Wolf Fong King's neck exploded with immortal slaying might. So what if it was a true immortal? Slash. Crack. Blood spurted and bones were severed. A head flew up and returned to the Wolf Fong King's neck. However, everything was over. This battle scene shocked countless people in the Beast region. They had never seen such a shocking battle. It ended in a state they did not understand at all. Chapter 2096. Yi Chun, how dare you kill a member of the Wolf clan's royal family? The bloody wolf sovereign bared his teeth, his entire being in a state of rage. He had watched his brother die at Yi Chun's hands with his own eyes and was powerless to do anything. Such an angry person would not rest until Yi Chun was dead. What's there to be afraid of? If you want to challenge me, you have to accept the truth. Yi Chun revealed a cold and arrogant expression. Facing these challengers, he had always raised his sword and struck. There was nothing special about the Wolf Fong King. The *imminent kill him. The bloody wolf sovereign had completely lost his cool. He no longer cared about the princess's groom contest. He wanted to kill Yi Chun by any means necessary. However, when he gave the order, the people of the Beast region around him trembled. Even the Wolf Fong King was not Yi Chun's match. Were they not going to die? Many powerhouses did not dare to make a move. This scene embarrassed the Wolf Sovereign even more. Ha ha, bloody Wolf Sovereign, you're still a long way off from defeating Senior Yi. Yes, before Senior Yi, the Wolf Fong King was trash. Senior Yi is invincible. Many powerhouses of the Golden Eagle Tower began to clamor again. All kinds of shouting went on, enraging the bloody Wolf Sovereign. Roar! The bloody Wolf Sovereign's entire body emitted an extremely strong, murderous aura. Through the howl of a wolf, he attacked the crowd. Oh no, this person is going crazy. Many powerhouses of the Golden Eagle Tower hid behind Yi Chun. Roar! At this moment, Yi Chun's vital energy erupted at the same time, letting out a dragon's roar. It shook the sky and the earth, instantly killing the bloody Wolf Sovereign's howl. Bloody Wolf Sovereign, take your useless brother and leave immediately. You still have a chance to live. Don't even think about it. The bloody Wolf Sovereign flew up and flashed his sharp claws. Waves of vital energy turned into a large hand that grabbed the Wolf Fong King's body and threw it to the people of the Wolf clan behind. Take his body back to the Wolf clan and tell the Wolf King that I will avenge him. Yes. Two wolf shadows left with the Wolf Fong King's body. Watching the two wolf silhouettes leave, Yi Chun did not stop them. Dead people were meaningless to him, and the person before him was the one he had to face, the Bloody Wolf Sovereign. Yichen glanced at this person and could sense that this person's abilities were far above the Wolfang King and the Phantom Wolf Sovereign. He was still hiding his abilities. Yichen, today is your death anniversary. Blood-bathing Wolf Sovereign, I'll give you 3 moves. After 3 moves, you're dead. The flames of rage burned in the bloodbathed wolf Exalt's heart when he heard such an overbearing gaze. He was unable to imagine that a tiny little independent immortal would dare speak such disrespectful words to a peak true immortal like him. And he was too arrogant. Meanwhile, the people who were watching the show felt that Yichen was bragging. The Bloody Wolf Sovereign was the leader of the 3 Wolf Sovereigns. He had never truly displayed his strength in front of outsiders. However, with less than 30% of his strength, he had already dominated the Western Imperial City. Due to his overwhelming power, everyone was terrified of him. Meanwhile, Yichen had just arrived. Although everyone knew that he was powerful, he could not compare to the Bloody Wolf Sovereign after all. Yichen must die this time. That's right. An outsider wants to stir up trouble in our Beast Region's Imperial City. He's just looking to die. Before the Bloody Wolf Sovereign, no one could survive 3 moves. Everyone shouted one after another, cheering for the Bloody Wolf Sovereign and belittling Yichen, hoping that he would die here quickly. This was the Beast Region's Imperial City. Once an outsider occupied the position of ruler, all the Beast Region combatants would lose face. Therefore, they hoped that the Bloody Wolf Sovereign would kill Yichen. At this moment, seeing that everyone was siding with the Bloody Wolf Sovereign, the Golden Eagle Tower combatants who had been cheering for Yichen fell silent. However, this was within Yichen's expectations. No matter what, they were still in the Beast Region. It was unrealistic to expect them to support him all the time. Yichen did not care about this support. What he wanted was very simple, to kill those who stood in his way. I'm just a passerby. I didn't expect to participate in this Beast Region convention. Bloody Wolf Sovereign, it's not too late to scram now. Human Yichen, you've been arrogant for too long. Today, I'll show you my true strength and let you understand the difference between the human clan and the beast clan. The difference between the human clan and the beast clan? Yichen smiled coldly. Very well, since you want to know this difference, I'll tell you. A cold light bloomed between Yichen's eyebrows and turned into a sword energy that shot toward the Bloody Wolf Sovereign. The Bloody Wolf Sovereign's eyes narrowed. He saw that the sword energy was like a meteor. It was so fast that it could not even blink. Kill! The Wolf Sovereign roared and waved his sharp claws. A sharp light rushed out and accurately caught Yichen's sword energy. They collided in midair. A huge tremor spread out in all directions along with the vibrational waves. Watch out! Many combatants had already lost their balance when they sensed the vibration and were sent flying hundreds of meters away. They spat out blood. Just a vibration could make them so weak. What kind of strength did these two have? Everyone looked at the battle platform again. At this moment, they saw the 2 strongest people in the Western Imperial City. Kill! The Bloody Wolf Sovereign roared. The wolf claws in his hands were merciless. His figure flashed. He did not use any abilities, but his speed was already extremely fast. The Heavenly Emperor sneered. No matter how fast the other party was, no one could escape from the demon's eye of truth. Clang, clang, clang. With a wave of his finger, sword energy shot out in all directions. In an instant, it collided with the Bloody Wolf Sovereign hundreds of times. If it were not for the shock waves spreading out, the crowd would not even be able to see how they fought. At this moment, everyone understood that the human Yichen before them was really qualified to fight with the Bloody Wolf Sovereign. This is the first time I've seen someone who can fight the Bloody Wolf Sovereign head-on. Yes, the Wolf Clan's royal family is superior. Are they going to be ashamed to meet an outsider this time? Everyone revealed a nervous expression while the combatants on the Golden Eagle Tower's side sneered. If Yichen really defeated the Bloody Wolf Sovereign, then their Golden Eagle Tower would be completely famous. With Yichen's prestige, they could completely dominate an area. This was because they knew very well that Yichen's goal was not here at all. He would definitely leave. As long as the Golden Eagle Tower's name was made known, There was no need to worry that no one would come and join them. Yi Chun is invincible. The Heavenly Emperor is invincible. The combatants of the Golden Eagle Tower began to shout again. This caused the combatants of the other forces in the Beast region to roll their eyes. However, they did not care about what these people thought. They only cared about their own interests. At this moment, on the battlefield, phantoms flew around, clashing and exploding chaotically. There were countless rays of light. The entire battlefield had entered an extremely violent state. Even the barrier of the old bear man began to crack. It could not hold on any longer. Chapter 2097. The entire barrier collapsed completely. The battlefield between Yi Chun and the Bloody Wolf Sovereign was completely exposed to everyone. A powerful shockwave shook the surroundings. Countless powerhouses were sent flying. The scene was in chaos. No one could see clearly what was happening. They only saw Yi Chun and the Bloody Wolf Sovereign's figures flashing and flying in the sandstorm. Clang, clang, clang. Sword energy and wolf claws clashed continuously. Each clash could produce a powerful energy shockwave that could kill an itinerant immortal rank powerhouse in minutes. Such power was not something everyone could accept. The old bear man flew up when he saw this scene, hoping to create another barrier. However, he had underestimated the duo's power. Clearly, the impact of their battle was not weaker than his. Creating a new barrier was like trying to trap two ferocious beasts with the strength of a single person. It was impossible. Everyone retreat. The old bear man could only settle for the next best thing. He used his power to create a space for everyone to retreat and reduce casualties. Everyone ran away. They were not in the mood to watch the show anymore. Kill. The Bloody Wolf Sovereign's eyes were scarlet. He wanted to avenge his brother and clear his name at the same time. However, Yi Chun would not give him this chance. Who could stop the might of a heavenly emperor? Sword shadow, saber gleam. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Countless saber gleams and sword shadows released the superpower of the immortal slaying flying dagger and the heavenly emperor's sword. It was like an unstoppable monstrous wave that stirred up the wind and clouds and shook the world. It suppressed the Bloody Wolf Sovereign's sharp claw attack. What? The Wolf Sovereign's heart trembled. His true immortal rank-sharp claw attack was suppressed by the other party. It was an inexplicable scene. Wolf extermination, collapse of heaven and earth. A surge of anger burst out of his body. The Bloody Wolf Sovereign released his true immortal rank ability. He howled, and a cold wind surged. His killing intent burned. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The entire earth was in a state of collapse. Even the experts who had already escaped dozens of miles away were unable to escape the entire domain. The imperial city in the west seemed to have been hit by a super strong earthquake. Countless houses collapsed, and countless experts fell into it, their bodies smashed to pieces. Blood dyed the ground red, increasing the Bloody Wolf Sovereign's power. Finally, he flew up. All the blood gathered in his direction and turned into his power. Blood-bathing wheel. Chi, chi, chi. Copious amounts of blood turned into ribbons that gathered at the wheel on the back of the Bloody Wolf Sovereign. It was as if all of this was part of his plan and under his control. Does this look like heaven-defying? Yi Chun sneered. Defy the heavens? This Wolf Sovereign can indeed defy the heavens. But who do you think you are to dare call yourself the heavens? Blood-bathing Wolf Sovereign, witness your incompetence. With that, Yi Chun displayed the might of an ancient god again. Golden light bloomed behind him, and the ancient god apparition rose from the ground like a mountain. Boom! The boundless ground suddenly cracked. Countless boulders were tossed into the sky by the ancient god's shadow, turning into an uncontrollable storm of rocks that swept in all directions. All the blood circuits had been blocked by these flying stones, and the Bloody Wolf Sovereign could not obtain fresh power. Bastard! The blood-bathed wolf Sovereign roared angrily and released his wolf claws. Countless boulders were destroyed by the wolf claws and turned into dust. However, more boulders flew up again, preventing him from absorbing the power of the blood. Just when he was about to shatter all the boulders, the majestic ancient god apparition flew out and dashed straight toward him. Boom, boom, boom. The ground trembled like a primitive giant or an ancient ferocious beast. Yi-Chun transformed into the ancient god apparition and flew over. At the same time, the blood-bathed wolf sovereign knew that he could not hesitate and released all the power of blood and vitality that he had absorbed. Kill! Above the sky, a huge wolf claw attacked Yi-Chun, covering the entire ancient god apparition as if it was going to destroy everything. Clang! Rumble! However, when the sharp claws descended, the ancient god apparition raised its arms high and resisted the deadly claws. Everyone was shocked at the same time. The wolf claw contained the power to destroy the world. Even a true immortal could not resist it, but Yi-Chun could resist it. What was going on? Yi-Chun's ancient god apparition began to expand and grow without limit. Kacha, kacha, kacha. Supporting himself with both arms, waves of power resisted the wolf claw. The ancient god power was an existence that surpassed any rules and was no longer suppressed by the true immortal rules. Only in this way could he resist the apocalyptic wolf claw that had absorbed the power of blood and vitality. Yi-Chun let out a long howl and erupted with the greatest anger in his heart. Boom, boom, boom. The entire sky fell into the explosion of the ancient god power. The wolf claw that covered the sky shattered in the air, and waves of power returned to the blood-bathed wolf sovereign. For the first time, the blood-bathed wolf sovereign showed such a terrified expression. The ultimate apocalyptic wolf claw that he had released was not only blocked by Yi-Chun, but also returned to him. Why? He could not answer his own question, because the answer was that Yi-Chun was too heaven-defying. Judgment of the ninth heaven thunder. Using the ancient god apparition's body, Yi-Chun attracted the divine thunder of heavenly tribulation. All the divine thunder gathered in Yi-Chun's ancient god apparition. Then, the ancient god apparition opened its huge mouth and released the ultimate roar at the blood-bathed wolf sovereign in the sky. Roar! The boundless divine thunder turned into a powerful pillar of divine thunder and attacked the blood-bathed wolf sovereign. No! The blood-bathed wolf sovereign let out the most unwilling howl, but he could not stop this power from killing him. This was the last shadow he left in the world. Boom, boom, boom. Countless energy explosions appeared in the sky, and the wolf sovereign's figure disappeared. Everyone was shocked. They saw Yi-Chun completely kill the blood-bathed wolf sovereign. The royal family of the wolf sovereign had lost 3 princes. Such a heavy blow was indescribable. Roar! Countless wolf shadows appeared, and waves of wolf howls shocked everyone present. This was the ultimate anger of the wolf clan. Oh no! Seeing this scene, the Bearman old man trembled. He was the host of this battle, and now it was obvious that Yi-Chun had won the battle. He should bring Yi-Chun to the finals in the Imperial City. However, they were already surrounded by the wolf clan. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Wolf shadows appeared one after another. Each wolf shadow was a super powerhouse. They were the most powerful elders of the wolf clan. Yi-Chun, you destroyed the future of the wolf clan. I want you dead. How dare you kill the prince of the wolf clan? You deserve to die. Several elders attacked one after another. Together with the surrounding wolf clan powerhouses, they instantly activated the Great Wolf Destruction Formation. Yi-Chun was surrounded in the center of the formation. Sensing the powerful murderous aura around him, Yi-Chun smiled coldly. As expected, he had poked the wolf's nest. Chapter 2098. Whoosh! At that moment, the heavenly snake appeared again and absorbed countless vital energy around it. Darkness descended from the sky. Yi-Chun stood on the dark clouds. So what if he faced the 6 elders of the wolf clan alone? At that moment, every elder's eyes were bloodshot. Their killing intent could no longer be concealed. Yi-Chun had killed the 3 princes of the wolf clan alone. Among them, the blood-soaked wolf sovereign was even the heir to the future wolf king of the wolf clan. However, he was killed by Yi-Chun. Such hatred could no longer be changed. Everyone, please allow me to say something. The Bearman old man flew forward and stood between Yi-Chun and the 6 elders. Old man, What are you trying to say? At that moment, the Wolf Clan's first elder spoke. He was incomparably furious and could no longer respect the Bearman Old Man. First elder of the Wolf Clan, no matter what, I was sent by Her Highness. Please show some respect. Ha ha, Bearman Old Man. You're just a piece of trash in front of me. The Bearman Old Man was furious, but he knew that even a half-step mystic immortal would not dare to act recklessly in front of these 6 elders, let alone him. Old man, this person must die. It doesn't matter who presides over this battle. That's right. This person has already committed a heinous crime by killing the 3 princes of our wolf clan. He must die. There's no turning back now that we've attacked. Bearman Old Man scrammed immediately. The 3 elders spoke at the same time. The Bearman Old Man frowned and fell into a dilemma. It was his responsibility to protect Yi Chun. At the same time, it was also Princess Man Air's order. However, he was clearly powerless against the 6 elders. What should he do? The Bearman Old Man struggled internally. Suddenly, a terrifying voice came from behind him. Bearman Old Man, this has nothing to do with you. Since we've broken into the wolf's den, I'll eliminate the roots today and take care of these 6 pieces of trash. Not only the people present, but the Bearman Old Man and even the 6 elders were stunned. A mere itinerant immortal was clamoring to kill 6 peak true immortals. Was that even human? Everyone looked at Yi Chun and the 6 grand elders. Brat, you're too arrogant. You deserve to die. The 6 elders were furious and attacked one after another. Stop. Right at this moment, a majestic voice suddenly shook everyone present. Following that, a powerful storm of energy swept over. The 6 elders' skills were all sucked into the storm and disappeared without a trace. The 6 elders were shocked at the same time. They looked up into the sky and saw 6 people pulling a palanquin descending from the sky. Looking at the palanquin, the 6 of them trembled at the same time. The insignia on the palanquin was the symbol of the Beast King. 6 great elders. Her Royal Highness wants this person. All of you step down. Beside the palanquin stood an old man. He was one of the Beast King's 8 guards, Mad Lion. The storm gradually dissipated. The sedan chair landed on the ground, and a person jumped out. This person wore a beast robe that fluttered in the wind. Her hair was tied into a bun with 2 horns on her head, and she wore a beast skin shoe. Her footsteps were light and rhythmic, and her face was slightly red, revealing an innocent look. She walked like the wind and lightning. She was the daughter of the Beast King, Man Air. This princess is here. Why aren't you kneeling? Your Highness! Everyone knelt on the ground, including the 6 great elders. Only one person stood in the void, his domineering aura undiminished. How dare you not kneel to the princess? Mad Lion said angrily to Yi Chun, who was in the void. In this world, no one can make me kneel. Yi Chun sneered and replied forcefully. Mad Lion was furious and was about to attack. Everyone was worried for Yi Chun. Against Mad Lion, he would die without a doubt. Stop. At this moment, a delicate voice called out. Mad Lion stopped. Princess. I like this person. He's the one. The words, he's the one, stunned everyone. What did this mean? Was this the legendary ultimate rule of the princess's choice? No way, Your Highness. This person is just a small itinerant immortal. How dare he disrespect the princess? Why don't you let me kill him? Mad Lion, are you going to disobey my orders? I dare not. Mad Lion could only bow. He also understood Princess Man Air's temperament. Once she made up her mind, she could not change it. Everyone looked at Yi Chun enviously. Your Highness, please listen to us. At this moment, the 6 great elders of the Wolf Clan stood up at the same time, their expressions cold. Hurry up and say what you want to say. I'm very busy. Yes. The first elder of the Wolf Clan stepped forward and said, This person killed the 3 princes of our Wolf Clan. He's already someone we must kill. Please retract your order and let us kill him. Hearing this, the princess revealed an angry expression. You bunch of old farts. Didn't you hear what I said? The five great elders revealed a trace of nervousness at the same time. However, the first elder gave them a look, and they also quieted down. Your Highness, although you're the daughter of the Beast King was only able to achieve such a high position in the Beast region because of our tribe's recommendation. Therefore, even the Beast King can't act rashly, let alone you. First Elder, how dare you? Mad Lion stepped forward and shouted angrily. Ha ha ha, I'm also a member of the royal family of the Wolf Clan. I have my own dignity. I must kill this person. What if I refuse? Then don't blame me for being merciless. The first elder glared angrily at Princess Man-Air. Seeing that the first elder had made up his mind, the five great elders behind him stepped forward one after another. Haha, father was right. The Wolf Clan is really ambitious. Mad Lion go. Yes, your highness. Mad Lion glared angrily at the first elder and sneered. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. In a flash, Mad Lion had already arrived in front of the first elder. However, the first elder was not someone to be trifled with. Naturally, he knew that Mad Lion was a half-step mystic immortal. However, as long as the six of them joined forces, they would not be afraid of Mad Lion. Attack! Yes. The five great elders agreed at the same time and attacked, unleashing their abilities. Roar! A wolf howled, and the wolf annihilation formation surged crazily. A bloody storm descended. Ha ha! I'll teach you a lesson this time. Mad Lion laughed with excitement on his face. He had wanted to attack the Wolf Clan for a long time. At this moment, Princess Man-Air looked at the void and shouted at Yi-Chun. Young hero, come down. Ha! Yi-Chun sneered and flew down. He wanted the Beast Emperor pill, so it was necessary to befriend Princess Man-Air. Your Highness, are you satisfied with my performance? Of course, I'm very satisfied. Otherwise, I wouldn't have saved your life. Save me? Your Highness, I think you're mistaken. I killed these 6 wolves like slaughtering dogs. Haha, so domineering. I like it. Chapter 2099. While the 6 elders were fighting Mad Lion, the princess had already left with Yi-Chun. Everyone was envious when they saw how the princess favored Yi-Chun, but he did not seem to care. If they had Yi-Chun's conditions, they would have agreed to the princess long ago. This kid really doesn't know how to appreciate favors. He's still so arrogant after seeing Her Highness. What's the point of saying that? He's going to be the princess's son-in-law. Who do we think we are? Yes, this boy is really lucky. Originally, he was going to be killed by the 6 elders of the Wolf Clan. I didn't expect that the princess would save him. Everyone has heard of the hero saving the beauty. Is this the beauty saving the hero? The people sighed. They thought that Yi-Chun was an extremely cool and mysterious person. No matter what kind of danger he encountered, he seemed to be able to get rid of it easily. He did not even show any fear. Many people would never have such boldness in their entire lives. Since the princess had left with him, Yi-Chun did not care about the 6 elders anymore. After all, his goal was the Beast Emperor pill. He would let Mad Lion deal with these 6 pieces of trash. After Yi-Chun and the princess left, the 6 elders were furious, but they could not do anything to Mad Lion. Ha ha! The 6 of you will suffer in silence this time. The Wolf Clan should behave. There's a limit to the Beast King's patience. Mad Lion, don't be arrogant. Today's matter is not over. So what if it's not over? Do you really want to rebel? Yi-Chun killed the 3 princes of our Wolf Clan. He must die. It doesn't matter what his identity is in the future. All right, remember what you said. After saying that, Mad Lion flew away. Although the 6 elders were furious, they could only leave with the Bloody Wolf Sovereign and the Wolf Fang King's belongings and return to the Wolf Clan to report their deaths. Yi-Chun sat in the flying carriage and followed the princess toward the center of the Imperial City. At this moment, the Northern Imperial City, the Eastern Imperial City, and the Southern Imperial City were also in full swing with the competition. Yi-Chun, why don't I take you to see your opponent? Manor asked. Up to you. Yi-Chun was a patient person. If he wanted to obtain the Beast Emperor pill, the key was to keep the person in front of him calm. This was because the old Bearman had already introduced the rules. In reality, there were no rules at all. There was a mystery to this battle, And the real key was Princess Manor's own will. As long as he won her heart, obtaining the Beast Emperor pill would be a piece of cake. Let's go. As Yi Chun was too arrogant, Princess Manor went elsewhere to watch the battle this time, hoping to see more powerhouses or even people who surpassed Yi Chun. She wanted Yi Chun to know how insignificant he was, so that he might change his attitude toward her. Naturally, such schemes were useless against Yi Chun because he would not change his attitude no matter what powerhouse he encountered. So. The flying palanquin shuttled through the clouds, constantly changing directions. Finally, it stopped in the sky above the Eastern Imperial City. Yi Chun opened his eyes slightly and sensed the intense battle aura below. The princess did not descend from the carriage immediately. Instead, she watched from above. On the battlefield below, the battle was extremely fierce. A member of the eagle race was up against a member of the tiger race. Ha ha! Who you? Today I will let you understand how insignificant you are. In front of the Eagle Clan warriors, you can only bow your head. Eagle, you're too confident. The two of them did not give way to each other, and both of them unleashed their powerful beast powers. Boom, boom, boom. The surrounding space shook rapidly as the great formation was destroyed by the beast aura. Countless rocks flew into the air and bombarded the ground. Kill. Eagle flew out, and a pair of wings grew on his back. His speed was beyond the imagination of ordinary people. Many cultivators could not even see how he moved. Roar! A huge tiger appeared behind Hu Yu. He gathered his strength and waited for the fatal blow. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Eagle began to use his speed to launch a sneak attack, but Hu Yu was as unmoving as Mount Tai. Looking at the intense battle below, Manor smiled and looked at Yi Chun. Yi Chun, aren't you going to watch? They're not worthy. Yi Chun replied with his eyes closed. Princess Manor revealed a puzzled expression. The two people below had high cultivation bases. They were both at peak true immortal stage. Meanwhile, Yi Chun was only a beginner itinerant immortal. Although she admired his boldness, she did not want Yi Chun to live up to his name. Are they really not worthy? Of course, this emperor doesn't care about such trash at all. Very well. Princess Manor had a competitive spirit in her heart as she watched the battle below. On the battlefield below, the eagle's power erupted. Its sharp claws moved and instantly left a bloody mark on Hu Yu's forehead. Roar! Hu Yu erupted with a powerful anger and leaped up. Chi, chi, chi. The tiger's claws were powerful, shaking the void. Sharp light bloomed, shattering and cutting. Eagle fell from the sky. His entire body was severely injured by the tiger's claws, and even his bones were broken. He was in extreme pain. Ha ha! Hu Yu kept laughing maniacally. The energy in his body was still sweeping across and charging over. Hu Yu wins. At this moment, the host flew out and took Eagle away. Hu Yu's roars reverberated in the air, and the experts who were watching the show felt the awe-inspiring power. They almost knelt on the ground and worshipped him. This Hu Yu is indeed one of the best in the Tiger Clan. Among the younger generation, this person is going to be the king. That's right. The Eastern Imperial City is a representative of the 4 great imperial cities. This time, Hu Yu might really be able to obtain the princess's favor. If our Eastern Imperial City has a prince consort, we'll be able to hold our heads high this time. Everyone shouted loudly, cheering for Hu Yu. This scene made Hu Yu very excited. Haha, this time, the Beast Emperor pill is mine. Good. The atmosphere below became even more intense, causing Princess Manor to also reveal an excited expression. How is this person? Trash. Huh? Princess Manor looked at Yi Chun coldly. She was a little impatient. This person was too arrogant. All right, since that's the case, I'll see what you're capable of in 3 days. No problem. The princess was a little angry and kicked Yi Chun. Yi Chun grabbed her foot. This time, it made the princess even more furious. She did not expect this person to dare to do this to her. Usually, grabbing her foot like this was a capital offense. What are you doing? Get lost. Ha ha. Your Highness, I'm not interested in sitting in this lousy sedan chair of yours. I'll see you in the Imperial City in 3 days. I hope you and those so-called powerhouses won't disappoint me. Wait for your death. Ha ha ha. Yi Chun pushed forward and jumped out of the sedan chair under the reaction force. He looked at the palace master whose face was flushed with anger in the sky. She was still a little cute. A lotus appeared under his feet, and he landed lightly. Everyone was still shouting for Hu Yu's strength, but Yi Chun turned around and left. At that moment, Hu Yu felt an invisible pressure. Chapter 2100. When night fell, Yi Chun returned to the Golden Hawk Tower. On the rooftop, Yi Chun sat cross-legged. Around him were countless luminous stones. These luminous stones were obtained from the Flowing Cloud sect and other major sections. Now, they came in handy. Above his head, the heavenly serpent phantom kept opening its huge mouth. At this moment, the heavenly serpent had evolved into a three-headed form. The luminous stones began to float and then entered the heavenly serpent's mouth. Hiss, hiss, hiss. Subsequently, the luminous stones were refined in Yi Chun's ancient god space, turning into energy that rushed wildly into his meridians. The power of these luminous stones was extremely pure and powerful, causing Yi Chun's body to feel a great impact. This impact was like a swimming dragon crashing in his meridians. It was extremely stimulating. Yi Chun preemptively circulated the ancient god heart cultivation method. All the energy evolved through the ancient god space into components suitable for his body to use. For 3 days, Yi Chun absorbed all the supreme-grade luminous stones. On the 3rd day, Yi Chun's foundation had undergone a transformation. His foundation had risen from a Tier 1 scattered immortal to a Tier 3 scattered immortal. The tribulations were all forcibly absorbed by Yi Chun through the 8 Gates Divine Disc and the ancient god space. This method was naturally dangerous because these tribulations had not disappeared. They were just waiting for an opportunity to erupt. However, no one else besides him could borrow time from the heavens like this. Rumble. Suddenly, a rumbling sound came from the center of the Imperial City. Yi Chun could tell that it was the sound of the Kuei drum. Boom, boom, boom. The sound of the Kuei drum carried a powerful beast energy. This beast energy was completely different from before. Yi Chun could clearly sense it. This beast energy was obviously of a higher level. This might be the Beast King power. Yi Chun stood up and looked into the distance. Waves of Beast King power were surging in their direction. It was like a battle horn, reminding the powerhouses involved that it was time to assemble. Subsequently, a bird appeared before Yi Chun. It flew in front of Yi Chun and turned into a line of words. Yi Chun, head to the center of the Imperial City. Beast Emperor Pill, I'm coming. In order to continue improving the quality of the ancient god power, Yi Chun urgently needed this Beast Emperor Pill. He could not afford to fail this time. The heavenly sword energy appeared naturally under his feet. Yi Chun stepped on the sword's edge and flew directly toward the Imperial City. The center of the Imperial City was bustling with noise and excitement. The vast Beast King Arena was located in the heart of the Imperial City. Because the people of the Beast region were most skilled in battle techniques, the more bloody it was, the more people would watch. This time, the princess was looking for a husband, and this grand arena was going to be activated. Yi Chun landed in front of the main gate of the Imperial City and showed the token of his victory. The gatekeeper bowed slightly and allowed him to enter the Imperial City. Along the way, many combatants looked at Yi Chun because Yi Chun's identity had been marked by the bird. Yi Chun could also sense the faint fluctuations of Beast King power on his body. Since this was a symbol of status, he would let it continue to float around him. At least this would save him some trouble in the Imperial City. After walking for a moment, he followed the directions of the bird's energy and walked toward the arena. Beside him, there were many experts like him. All of them had a courageous heart as they walked towards the battle arena. Every single one of them had a radiant smile on their faces, and every single one of them was brimming with courage. This time around, they weren't only fighting for the Beast Emperor Pellet, they were fighting for the glory of their clan, and they were fighting for the heart of the princess. Now that the Beast region was in turmoil, these clans could only stand firm here with the protection of the Beast King. A human? Suddenly, a combatant looked at Yi Chun and said with a cold smile. Yi Chun ignored him. He had seen this kind of idiot many times. A human is also qualified to participate in the competition. Is there a mistake? That's right. This person's cultivation base is only an itinerant immortal. In our beast region, he's a useless existence. How embarrassing. Haha, you'd better get out of here. Don't die in this arena and get eaten by those vultures. That's too horrible to look at. Initially, Yi Chun did not want to cause trouble, but these idiots kept shouting. Yi Chun's brows turned slightly cold. He turned to look at those people and saw that they were all furious. What? Trash, why are you looking at us? Do you want to die? I don't mind killing you here. I'll have one less competitor. The three of them locked onto Yi Chun at the same time, their killing intent cold. The conflict here instantly aroused the curiosity of many cultivators. In the beast region, fighting was the most common thing. Moreover, deaths and injuries were common. This was the custom of the people of the beast region. Only the strong could live here. Brat, kneel and beg for mercy or die. Kneel and beg for mercy? No, even if you kneel and beg for mercy, you won't be able to save your lives. What? The three of them looked at Yi Chun coldly. They did not expect a human to be so arrogant in the beast region. This was the first time they had seen this. Even more combatants crowded over. They wanted to see the consequences of this show. A human, interesting. This time, he'll probably be bitten to death. Someone saw that one of the three combatants was from the Panther clan and said coldly, "Kill him." The three of them shouted at the same time and flew out. They waved their claws and beast energy swept out. The surrounding people all retreated. No one expected that the three of them would attack at the same time. It was against the rules to deal with one person. However, the three of them were extremely treacherous. They did not care about the rules at all. Yi Chun suddenly turned around with his back facing the three of them. The three of them were shocked. At the same time, the surrounding people were even more surprised. It was the first time they had seen this kind of fighting style. They did not understand that Yi Chun just did not want to see the three pieces of trash die. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The three of them were extremely fast. They charged over with boundless blood energy. Yi Chun closed his eyes slightly and moved his sword fingers slightly. The three rays of sword energy had already rushed into the earth vein. Heavenly Emperor Order, Earth Sword Reverse Slash. The Heavenly Emperor Order was used to kill mercilessly. The sword energy circled around and slashed. The entire path collapsed instantly. All that could be seen were three rays of sword energy. They were like pillars between heaven and earth. With a loud bang, the three figures instantly sank into the sword energy and disappeared without a trace. They did not even have the chance to scream. Everyone stared fixedly at the place where the ground had split open. Three corpses could be seen, and they were incomparably cold. The three combatants' bodies had been completely crushed by Yi Chun's sword energy. Impressive, impressive. At that moment, a cold voice was heard. Yi Chun narrowed his eyes and thought to himself, why are there so many idiots passing by today? Scram. With a scram, a domineering aura surged out. However, the person behind him did not move. Everyone was shocked. When they looked behind them, they saw a young man in a long robe standing where he was. His cold aura was imposing without being angry. Chapter 2101. How dare you kill a member of the Deer Clan in broad daylight? Do you have a resolve to spare your life? The person behind him stepped forward and locked his cold eyes on Yi Chun. Endless murderous intent erupted from his aura, as if he was filled with hatred for Yi Chun. These three people were the guards of the Deer Clan's crown prince, Lu Huan. This time, they were sent to investigate the situation, but they did not expect to come back alive. Those who seek death, this emperor is only giving them a chance to escape. What else is there to say? Yi Chun's back was facing this person. His domineering aura shocked the surrounding powerhouses. One should know that this person was the crown prince of the Deer Clan. He had extremely high prestige in the Deer Clan and even the entire southern imperial city. As a person with no background, no one dared to speak to him like this. Very well, ha ha ha. The crown prince of the Deer Clan revealed a domineering aura. He turned into a beast and roared as he charged at Yi Chun, as if trying to intimidate him. However, who was Yi Chun? He was a heavenly emperor. This aura was not even enough to carry his shoes. Dong, dong, dong. Yi Chun proceeded to walk forward. The ground shook with every step he took, and sand and pebbles flew everywhere. Moreover, the invisible aura that exploded from every step he took had subdued his opponent's overbearing aura unknowingly. Everyone thought that Yi Chun was going to suffer, but they saw Yi Chun walking step by step toward the arena, as if he was not affected at all. It was hard to imagine that someone could walk so far with his back turned against the crown prince of the Deer clan. Who is this person? He can actually ignore the domineering aura of the crown prince of the Deer clan. I heard that Princess Manor personally took away a person from the Western Imperial City. His name is Yi Chun. Could it be him? The person Princess Manor took away was a human cultivator. Look at this person's domineering aura. It must be him. In an instant, Yi Chun's name spread among the combatants. In front of the arena, 2 guards stopped Yi Chun and asked for his identification. Whoosh! Yi Chun's eyes flashed. The identification hovered in the air. When the 2 guards saw it, they immediately bowed because someone had already informed them that Yi Chun was someone valued by Princess Manor and must be respected. Young Master Yi Chun, please. Yi Chun ignored him and stepped into the arena directly. Seeing this scene, the Deer Crown Prince was about to explode. His enemy, the Imperial Guards, were actually so polite to him. Even he had never received such treatment before. His hatred burned even more fiercely. Yi Chun, I'm going to kill you completely now that the emperors of Huangchun are there. The Deer Clan Crown Prince's eyes were bloodshot as he stared at Yi Chun. Many combatants smirked coldly. They thought that there would be a good show to watch this time. They had heard that Yi Chun had killed the Wolf Clan's 3rd prince. This kind of aura was enough to engulf all the tribes in the Beast region. Inside the arena, the experts of the various tribes of the Beast region had already taken their seats in the stands. There were also many seats below, prepared for the competitors. Yi Chun scanned his surroundings and saw that many Beast Clan combatants were already seated. When they saw Yi Chun, they revealed unfriendly expressions because they already knew that Yi Chun was the human cultivator who was personally brought to the Imperial City by Princess Manor. This kind of treatment made them very jealous. Even the princes of many large tribes in the Beast region did not receive such treatment. One could say that Yi Chun was almost the public enemy now. Looking at the malicious gazes of the people around him, Yi Chun sneered. This action made the princes even more furious. I didn't expect this kid to be so arrogant. He'll definitely die this time. This person killed the Wolf Clan's 3rd prince. He can't be underestimated. So what? He's now everyone's enemy. It's impossible for him to survive. Even if Princess Manor is interested in him, she can't be biased. After all, with so many tribe leaders here, even the Beast King wouldn't dare to act recklessly. Yes. Everyone looked at Yi Chun with cold smiles, as if they were looking at a dead man. This kind of gaze made Yi Chun's eyes turn slightly cold. Motley crew, since you want to die, I don't mind sending you on your way. Yi Chun stood up directly and shouted at the crowd. This action was extremely arrogant. In the Beast region's Imperial City, an outsider actually dared to face all the tribe princes and say such words. This could not be described as seeking death. Many princes laughed. On one hand, they were mocking Yi Chun for overestimating himself. On the other hand, they were trying to ease the awkward atmosphere. After all the Beast region powerhouses had been mocked by an outsider. They had lost face. Rumble. Suddenly, the doors of the arena closed. Clearly, the princes of the various tribes had entered the arena. This person was no longer the one Yi Chun saw in the Western Imperial City. Clearly, the person before him was more powerful. It was very likely that he was at the legendary mystic immortal level. Otherwise, it would be difficult for him to suppress everyone. After all, many of these princes were peak true immortals or even half-step mystic immortals. Once the situation got out of control, the host had to take the initiative. He represented the Imperial City. Look, that's Princess Manor. Suddenly, a Beast Region prince pointed at a spot on the spectator stand and shouted, "Ha ha! It really is Princess Manair, full of heroic spirit. Princess Manair, hi, I'm here." Many princes greeted Princess Manair, but she did not even look at them. Instead, she walked directly to the area where Yi Chan was. "Yi Chan," she shouted at Yi Chan with a happy smile on the corner of her mouth. Yi Chan only responded coldly and did not do anything else. These actions caused the princes to be unable to restrain their anger. They almost rushed forward to kill Yi Chan. However, this was the battle arena, a place with the strictest procedures in the Beast region. If they broke the rules, they might be killed on the spot. Therefore, no one dared to attack Yi Chan directly. This brat treats the princess so coldly. He's courting death. What's wrong with the princess? Why would she take a fancy to a human? What a joke. If this brat doesn't die, we won't have a chance. The scene before them strengthened their determination to kill Yi Chan. The old bearman stepped forward and looked at the crowd. "Princes, please return to your positions quickly." Many people snorted coldly in annoyance and returned to their positions. This battle technique has the strongest lineup in the history of the Beast region. The participants are basically all princes of the major tribes. The rewards for this battle technique are the most generous. Not only will the winner obtain the Beast Emperor pill, but they might also receive Princess Manair's favor and be chosen as the Emperor's son-in-law. This is the best chance for you to soar into the sky. Good, good, good. The princes below shouted one after another, their faces filled with greed.